Hey everybody, welcome back. We are live with Variants Season 2, Episode 1. This is the first Season 2 show that we've had in the Optiverse because all the other ones are still on Season 1. In fact, next week we're premiering a new Season 1 show, The Guardian Allies, which takes place in World War II and comes on the heels of our Killing Time crossover. But this is happening right now. We left on a big cliffhanger. But first, before we get to all that story stuff, I want to let the cast introduce or reintroduce themselves to you, the wonderful audience. So starting with Bootleg. Let's do that.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Rusty Zimmerman. In this particular game, I am instead Mr. Leg himself, Captain Leg, when I'm in charge of our extra-orbital starship / Golden Ducky. Bootleg is the like-it-or-not team leader, the like-it-or-not fill-in headmaster of the Greystone Academy, and he is a genetic anomaly that manipulates the powers of other genetic anomalies. So you can copy their powers, turn them off, sense them, turn them up, all kinds of cool stuff like that.
Next up, we'll go to Sandy.
That's me. Hi, I'm Sandy. I play Magnitude. She has super metabolism, which lets her convert her energy into super strength or laser beams that she can shoot out of her fingers. She's really strong. And yeah, I'm really glad to be.
Thank you. Next up is Randy.
Hey, the name is Randy Alvarenga. I play Chameleon. He's a little street smart, kind of fun guy, laughable, but he has the power to go invisible, and so he's just trying to figure out what it means to be a variant in a world like this.
Thank you. And, I don't ever spend time with Randy in any other context, so, it's only when we're on the Optiverse variant stuff together I get to hang out with Randy, so I'm super excited to see Randy again, because Randy doesn't play Shadowrun or any other games with me.
I want to play Shadowrun, I just live far away. But hey, if you guys want to help me get into Shadowrun,
look at that. Hey, chat. Somebody wants to get into Shadowrun. Well, people will be along here soon to invite you to their game. So,
why, sir, let me tell you about a little program called Roll20.net. Hold on here.
What's a Shadowrun?
Next up is Danny.
Me, Danny, yes. Hi. So I'm playing Guishin. He's our resident slacker. Doesn't want to do his homework, but still wants to hang out and play with all the cool toys. His powers, of course, are dealing with some quantum manipulation, really spooky, crazy stuff that nobody really understands, least of all him. And we're just really excited to be back in the saddle here with all of these wonderful folks. And before we move on, I just want to say, hey, what about that music? That intro music, man, that's something else.
Yeah, that's Prism Shard did that. Cliff, Mr. Johnson does the Arcology podcast. He also does what's that called when you go places and play music that they want you to play? DJ? There you go. He does DJ stuff, but he also writes a whole bunch of music. So yeah, he's pretty brilliant. And then last but not least, we have Cassie.
What's up? I'm playing Takedown, who's our all-around speedster immunity and regen expert. She's the tank. My name's Cassie Levitt, in case I didn't say that. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done this.
You guys need to talk a little bit more so I can finish this bite of ice cream.
Oh, I also am a front-end developer for Roll20, and I make all types of carrot sheets for funsies. I just am going to release a Delta Green sheet next week, and I just did a Suborium update, so yeah.
Perfect timing. Yeah, so now we're back. I've gotten through an entire half. What is this? A pint? Half a
just
pint.
Needed a spoonful
of everything but them. And I will be trying to provide lots of different ways for them to have interactions with themselves, so I can eat more ice cream during the stream, because that's what professionals do. But also, maybe it's my support animal, and I need to self-medicate because doing this stuff live is hard. Or maybe I'm just talking too much and we need to get back to the stream. Everybody's shaking their heads like, oh my God, shut up, Poppy. So, when we left off, what was happening? Anybody want to fill in the chat on what's happening?
There was a crazy sex party. I remember that.
Whoa, that was a long time ago. We're way
That was
past
a
that.
couple
Way past
episodes
that.
ago.
Yeah, but we're glad
Yeah.
that's mine. We are
I cleared that up with my dad.
when yeah, right, which I think was awkwardly the same scene that we're currently in, more or less, and that we are
Oh,
all
that's
at the
right.
mansion.
Everybody was there.
Yeah, we're all at the mansion having weird, like, interesting relationship conversations and talk. I think Chameleon and Takedown just got to be closer as friends, and then yeah, we did. We bonded, and then Guishin was just eating all the foodstuffs, and
With my boyfriend Hero and my mom in the kitchen.
That's right.
Like, didn't he like spill the beans on everything that happened?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the
Is
stuff
that
we
what
weren't
happened?
telling. Yep,
I
everything we weren't
just-
saying
I-
to Magnitude's mom.
And then when I found that out, aliens came, blew a hole in the ceiling, and kidnapped Silhouette and Bootleg. And we
As
were
they
like,
did.
what the fuck? And I'm pretty sure that's where we left it.
Yeah, I think we were
Yes.
staring at a large hole, wondering what to do now.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
also,
by the aliens.
your boyfriend was real sketch about whatever was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he was who was he chasing? Was he chasing Takedown? And Takedown was trying to get
No,
away from
it was my girlfriend was
Oh, yeah, the
chasing Takedown.
girlfriend was trying
Oh,
to
the
flirt with
girlfriend was
Takedown,
trying to flirt with
and
Takedown, yeah.
Takedown was literally running away.
Like, oh my
Jumped
God,
the
get me out of
stairs,
here.
I think in a single bound. And like, yeah.
Okay, so who was all there in the guest room with Silhouette as he was abducted?
I think it was
I think we
after. I
ran
don't
up,
think any.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
I think
all
only
went up.
Bootleg was there, and that's why he was also abducted. I think we all ran up after the chaos as Chameleon.
Correct. So everybody who was in the house is now standing around the damage. Like, what the hell?
Okay.
Especially the guy who cleans up after. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Cliff-
we forgot about our new
Cliff's
employee.
like,
Cliff.
whoa, no, guys, what happened?
Oh, there he is, Cliff. It's good to see you again.
Okay, so all right, so you all run upstairs to find yourself in an open room that was not an open room before, because now there's a hole in the ceiling and lots of different stuff is. It doesn't even look particularly crashed. It just looks missing, like an entire oh, here we go. Like the room was ice cream and a scoop just came down and scooped it out, right? Because it's all smooth and everything like that. It just looks like a big chunk is gone.
And it just took everything but the
Everything.
But the yes. And so that was good, Danny. And so now we have Chameleon and Guishin and Takedown and Magnitude who are just staring. Where are you staring?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it obviously came from above. Maybe we can still see it. Do we still see it? Whatever it was? Are we in time or are they just gone?
Let's do this. Let's make a perception check.
All right.
Dice, rolling dice.
And I'll tell
Hey.
I'll tell you what you see. And then we'll see maybe if somebody else saw something too. Oh, okay. So Magnitude's like right there. She's desperately trying to find something that's going to distract her from the chaos of her personal life. And so she's the quickest to take a glance upwards, and she sees something that looks sort of like a shooting star in reverse, right? So it kind of looks like it's headed away from where you are and shoots away. You don't quite know what it is, but having just been to space not too long ago, you can maybe bet that it's some sort of spaceship.
Aliens.
Ooh, we know those are real.
We do in fact know that.
And then Cliff runs into the room and he says, "Oh my gosh, you guys, you're never gonna believe this, but I just saw a big blue light hit the mansion, and it looked like some sort of spaceship. And I ran up here, but it looks like you guys can see that."
Thanks, Cliff. We can count on you.
I'm here.
Hey,
I'm
Cliff.
here for you.
Cliff, what does a ship look like?
It kind of looked like a bullet, a reversed bullet with wings. So like the fat part was flying first.
Wait. I think we should take him to the ducky and have him get in it and like think about that ship, so that we know what it looks like.
Would that work? Does that work?
It doesn't.
Felicia, does that work?
That's how it works.
It could work that way. Let me go and get the ray duck. So I'll just fly up through the hole, get in the ray duck, fly it back as quick as possible so no one else has to go anywhere, and then we can just have Cliff get on and mind meld it.
While you're out there, can you check to make sure the statues are fine?
Yes. I will make sure that the statues are still there and not there.
Excellent.
And while I'm doing
Good
that,
stuff.
I suppose you guys can continue talking to.
So you're running down to the hangar. Is that right?
Ultimately, yes, to get the ray duck and then back.
Okay.
To pick them all up.
What is everybody else doing? How's Chameleon taking this?
He has no idea what to think about any of this going on. I guess he's like trying to like look at the sides of the wall, like where it's God, and like touching it. Like he's like trying to see. Is it like? Is it like?
Yeah, is it hot or anything? Like
No, it's just totally
just
smooth, totally normal.
Like it went to another dimension. It's just gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it totally just disappeared. Like it was scooped out with an ice cream scoop.
Oh, there's an alien dog in front of me.
I'm gonna get my family rounded up and the partners and tell them to leave politely.
Okay.
Because we're busy. We got shit to do.
Aliens just took my friend. Sorry, but you gotta go.
Yeah, it's dangerous for them to stay, and I got things to do.
It's always something with magnitude.
So I'm gonna ask my mom, because my dad's drunk, so I'm gonna ask my mom to
I forgot about that.
to drive his car home and try to take everybody home.
She is not at all happy about this at all. Like, there's nothing about what you're saying, the putting yourself in danger, the having to spend time with your father, like drunk in this state. Like, there's nothing about this that's making her thankful to be your mom right now.
I put my foot down and I say, Mom, we talked about this. You knew that this was going to be something that might be dangerous, and you knew that this was going to be something that might involve things like this. We talked about it, and you said you were okay with it, and this is what I am doing. So please, it would help me a lot if you could just take them home. I swear I will call you when I can. I'm sorry, Mom, but everyone needs to leave. It's too dangerous.
But Mija, this is aliens. These are other
and
worlds.
I can throw a car, so I think I'll be okay. And I have all of the rest of my super-powered friends with me. That's what we are for, Mom.
So she waves
Please let us do our job.
She waves her hand at you and she says, and she mutters as she walks away, well, maybe she can throw a spaceship all the way back to Earth when she gets lost forever out in space. Fine. But Mom, take everybody home. Fine. And she eventually.
And before she storms out of the room, I will grab her, hug her, kiss her, and say, I love you. Now please get home safe.
I love you too. You please get home safe.
I will try my best.
Little tears as she walks out the door. Obviously more concerned than actually angry.
Of course. Yeah, of course, but like, I gotta take care of.
Dad is just like incredulous. He thinks he's seeing things.
That's fine.
Hero and remind me of
Sarah.
And Sarah. So Hero and Sarah. This is not this is not. Well, Hero seems to be taking it better. Sarah seems more upset than she was before. Like I came here for X, I didn't get X. I tried for Y, I didn't get Y, and now I'm getting shoved out the door. And this is super irritating. So she's sort of kind of giving the most attitude, and if she's flapped at all by the alien stuff and the missing part of the mansion, she does not seem to be showing it. She's using this opportunity to be a little passive aggressive. Of all the times to be passive aggressive,
this is not the Sarah I knew, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah. Sarah and I will talk about.
So, all right. So your family leaves. Cliff is he's starting to pick things up and to move things around to make the hole in the mansion look a little bit less stark. But all he's basically doing is just moving flower pots onto extremely weird places of the room. Let's see. So Guixin, you've got the duck, and it's pulled around to where the hole in the mansion is.
All right. Well, we're going to extend the ladder all the way down as far as it needs to go to pick everybody up, including Cliff.
Thanks
or
to Palmer for the
Cliff.
hero point for magnitude.
Maybe just Cliff, actually, as I think about it, because if then he changes the ship to look like what it looks like and nobody's outside of the ship to see it, then maybe that plan wouldn't work as good. So I pull it down and yell out to Cliff, "Hey, Cliff, come on up."
Okay, here I come. He runs up the step ladder or the ramp or whatever it is.
All right, just come up here to the front and just sit here in this chair, and then just in your head, just think about the ship that you saw. Don't think about anything else except that ship. Don't think about the mop bucket. Don't think about the little push cart with all your cleaning supplies. Just think about the ship that you saw.
Okay, well, here goes. And he gives it a hard think, and the ship turns into a giant yellow bullet-looking thing with wings.
Does it look familiar to us at all?
Does it look familiar?
No, you guys don't believe that you've seen this before.
Are there, like, computers with, like, databases that we could search, like image search?
Like
alien ship database?
I mean, our headmaster left with the aliens,
right?
Or we could find a alien study person. I don't know.
Speaking of, let's go look through the headmaster's office, see if there's any clues in there. Because I mean, obviously he knew them before they took him, so maybe he knows how to read messages. I don't know, but they're aliens, so
you're not able to tell just based on the spaceship.
Well, while they're doing that, I'm going to set up a section of the Rayduck that has a maybe like a transmitter, receiver, or what have you, because Bootleg has things on him, devices and suit stuff and earpieces, and maybe we can track his location in the heavens and chase him down after we've tried to search the headmaster's records.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a technology check or some sort of knowledge. You have a technology, right, or is a science? Like
there's a technology button I can push.
Push the technology button. See what happens.
Hey, look at that. Could have been better.
It's not appearing on my screen, so you have to tell me what it is.
Oh, it's 58,000. Nine.
It's like, wow, 58,000. Okay. Yes. No, 9 is not quite. There it is. 9's not quite enough. You seem to think that if you had the technological capability, you could probably pull that off, but you're just not sure how this might work.
All right, I need a nerd. I call out into the comms.
To do the entire school.
Which is basically 5 people, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still everybody in the room. Okay, so you guys, Magnitude and Takedown and Chameleon are headed to the headmaster's room?
Yeah, I want to investigate around, look for alien stuff.
Yeah, you guys look for alien stuff. I'm going to look for the contact information for his friend that he was trying to get to guest lecture with us. Or that he had guest lecture with us. He's really smart. Maybe he knows what to do. I don't know. Like, I'm
super
just
smart
telling anybody.
guy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah, that was one of the original variants. It was
Therion.
Therion. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's find his contact.
Okay, everybody, roll perception. Who's looking in the headmaster's office? I feel
14.
like, by the way, that perception is probably the most rolled skill in every single
20.
role-playing game, right? Like, that's just an ubiquitous thing that people do. So
It's
20.
not. But
it's not? No? Takedown. What were you looking for?
So based on Magnitude's suggestion, I'm looking for probably like a Rolodex on the desk or something like that, or an address book, notebook. Though I don't know, is bootleg stuff even in this room? Is it still like the old headmasters?
Bootleg. You can answer that real quick.
It is increasingly bootlegian.
Okay.
He has set the old headmaster stuff aside. Like, anything he realized he wasn't using with any regularity is in like a box in like a closet or something. And he's slowly but surely starting to rearrange things in a fashion that makes sense to him, not to a drunken, cynical madman with a computer in his head.
Perfect, because Takedown had no confidence that the headmaster would have such data. So yeah, she is looking for something address booky like.
I'm offended
And
that
hoping
you guys
it just is clearly
have so
labeled
little regard for the
Therion.
headmaster.
Yeah.
But yes, Takedown, you are able to find not even like a Rolodex, but just like a journal, like an old journal that seems to have some phone numbers in it.
Hey, Bootleg likes a bullet journal, and I'm gonna throw it to Chameleon.
Okay.
It's actually in a World War II era ammunition case.
I feel like Camellia would have no idea what to do with it. Like what it's like he would look at it. No, he would look at it. Okay, we found something. But like,
Open it.
I mean, yes.
It's this thing with a latch on it. Whatever should we do?
Yeah, of course.
So I open it and start sort of searching through it.
You
For
didn't.
my perception check, I got a 21, but
Oh,
I
you
don't know
didn't
if
find
that's
that.
gonna
That was
help
Takedown who found out.
me. No, yeah. So I want
But
to.
his was higher than mine. That's why I'm throwing it to him.
I didn't see that. Yeah. That's my bad. You guys both
all
found it
good.
at the same time. How about that?
I'm cool. We're new best friends. It's cool.
I thought who was looking for something vaguely alien-like?
Oh no, that was me. That was
Yeah,
me.
okay,
was
I
looking
thought
for
so.
something.
That's okay. So you were looking for something different than Takedown was looking for.
So Takedown keeps the book. I'm alien stuff.
Yeah. So you find a book that was hidden away in some old, World War II ammunition box type thing, along with some other knickknacks and whatnot. Let me know if you want to like unpack what those possibly are.
I'm gonna throw Magnitude the address book, and I'll keep digging through this little box out of curiosity. We can
Okay.
come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Let's see. Sandy, you definitely, after flipping through the book a little bit, are able to find out information of the people you're looking for. Therion's number is easily found, as are
Good.
as are everybody else that he knows. There's other people in there
Right.
that you just don't know who they are, but there's definitely a good amount
Right.
of personal information of other people in there. Chameleon, you are looking. You're looking for something. What are you looking for?
So first I would start on like a bookcase for like alien book, like anything that could vaguely be alien.
Aliens.
like
History
anything.
Channel.
Secret compartments.
Especially,
whatever.
yeah, like Chameleon has no, like he just found out the other time when we went to space that there were aliens, and now he's like, he's super invested in trying to figure this out. He is so focused, you guys, right now, like digging through these books, trying to figure out aliens.
Bootleg, if Bootleg would have found like a sort of junk drawer, right? Like full of old batteries and a sewing kit and a couple of like
That's in that.
and a couple of electronics with buttons on them that you don't know what they do. What would you have done with that box?
Glove up.
And also like empty bottles, empty those little booze bottles, right? That are like
Yeah, like that's the prime material that's in that cardboard box I talked about. Like in the cardboard box that he's got like out of the way. I don't know if there's like a closet in the study or if it's just back in the corner. But yeah, like that's the stuff that went in there. He's like, what the fuck is this drawer for? And just upend the drawer into a box, put it out of arm's reach.
Okay, so you do find some stuff, but you just don't know what it could possibly be. I mean, like there's 4 or 5 things which you're probably sure like are Japanese virtual pets. You know, like the little small egg-shaped things with
Tamagotchis.
Tamagotchis. They've got little screens on them, and they've got kind of writing that you don't understand, and you're like, well, the headmaster's a freak, I guess. Whatever. He's got weird things, and so there you find some things you don't really understand, but nothing screams alien to you off the top of your head.
I mean, but yeah. Cool. Okay, so I dragged the box over, but I don't know. No books like Ancient Aliens, you know?
No, I think Bootleg would have gotten rid of those even if he did have them. But no, he didn't have Ancient Aliens. Actually, you do find a book that is interesting. It's something to the effect of 23rd century history. Which strikes you as odd because, you know,
yeah,
that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, so I take that book with me, and
he's gonna Marty McFly this right now.
No, I take the book over to Magnitude because I trust her and she knows what's going on. So I'm like,
I do.
This is strange. But she's like a teacher, so like comparatively,
a dance teacher,
still a teacher. You are now the mistress of the school without I got the commission. So.
Oh no. Okay. What book is this? What is this? Why? When I open up the book, like, what am I seeing when I look on the?
It's a blank book. It says, "Idiots. 23rd century people don't use books."
She actually starts laughing. Yes, I'm laughing. That's.
Now make a perception check.
14.
Yeah, all you really notice is just a bunch of gibberish that you. I mean, like you understand the words, but there's just nothing of value that you're able to interpret from it.
Okay. I'm gonna give a call to Professor Smart.
To Professor who? Therion. Okay.
Yeah.
He will answer. Oh, hey there. How's it going?
Who does he think is calling? I mean, does he have my number?
Are you calling from your cell phone?
No, I would have called from the phone in the headmaster's office.
Well, yeah, no, he would recognize the number of the mansion.
Okay. Hi, this is Magnitude.
Oh yeah, hey.
Are you busy right now?
Well,
hey,
you know, I'm always
there's kind of
okay.
There's an emergency. We just had 2 of our team members get abducted by aliens.
Oh, is that your first time?
Yeah, and we don't quite know what to do. Because we know vaguely what direction they went, but space is big. So we were thinking you could help us come up with some sort of like detection device we can use to track down like stuff on bootleg suit or something, but we just don't have the tech for that. We don't think.
Oh, yeah, sure. I might be able to whip something up, but traditionally this is one of those times that really brings the team together.
We're all doing
handle it on your own?
Well, I mean, yeah, we're doing our own thing. We're trying to solve this, sir, but we are a little stuck.
Yeah.
So any help would be great.
I'm only like 19. You don't have to call me sir. But anyway,
you're smarter than me. I automatically call you sir. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I don't know if I'm that smart or not, but well, sure. I'll be by. How's 9 o'clock tonight sound?
Sure.
What time is it now?
Oh yeah, it's probably after 9 because you guys have had dinner. He says, well, I'm about to turn in for bed. How's 9 in the morning?
Dude, whatever. Go to bed. I don't care.
All right,
and I hang up. I literally hang up.
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't care. Hang up. Well, apparently he doesn't want to help us right this moment, so we need to figure this shit out on our own.
Okay.
I think if someone just knows the right button to push on the ray duct, we could find him. I think it's just a matter of the button.
Okay, we'll go back up there and press buttons.
And press buttons. Yep.
I'm leaving the ray duct about.
I'll stay behind
the
with
one
Cassie.
that can regenerate.
Sorry,
the
with
one that regenerates is like, yeah, no, I'm not hanging out here.
I can only regenerate so far. You're pressing buttons on a weird spaceship. I'm out.
I'm not sure if I can regenerate if I fly into the sun.
Alright.
Hey, Takedown, do you want to keep looking in here?
I mean, what are we looking for at this point? Like, I think maybe we should just wait for the smart guy?
I mean, he said he wouldn't be able to get here until the morning. By that point, they could be literally anywhere.
I think they're already literally anywhere.
We don't know that. They could still be in this galaxy at least. Hopefully.
I didn't even know I could go to the moon 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Guishin's going to be pressing buttons, so who's going?
But
all right, so Chameleon and Magnitude and Guishin are in the ray duct, about to start pushing buttons, and Takedown's like...
Takedown's just like shaking her head and slowly walks on board.
Yes.
All right, well...
Here's how we're going to do this. I am going to write down a number of things on a piece of paper that could possibly happen to you, and then you can roll a d20, and I will describe your action. If you would like to use a hero point to modify that or re-roll it, I'll allow that to happen. So,
I have some of those.
Are you taking any sort of precautions?
I think we should stick with switches that we can switch back first.
Okay.
And then go to buttons.
Someone's done this before.
I like that.
I've been practicing in the ray duct. So.
All right, you have the honors.
Cliff is still in there with you as well. Are you booting him out?
Yes. Oh. I don't want to hurt Cliff.
Probably.
Wait. Cliff, do you have any skills with like machinery and stuff, like when you had to operate machinery for cleaning duties at your last job?
The floor buffer's really going to come in handy right now.
Well, I've had to learn pretty quick, but I don't really know much about this technology. More about the protean stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, there must have been something you saw in the Soulbot factory that, kind of makes you think, hey, this is a good tracker, find your friend button.
Yeah,
thing?
no, I totally know what you're talking about. But this technology is not the same. This technology was alien, and the stuff we were working on. Oh wait, I probably shouldn't say that because they're always listening.
Nope.
And he starts rocking back and forth. Oh,
I go over. I
Um,
go over to him, touch him on the shoulder, and go, "You should tell us what you know."
I think
We
I've
can
already
keep you
said too much.
Oh, but well, then why stop now?
We'll protect you. Just like we protected Bootleg and Silhouette from the aliens.
We're protecting.
Hey, we're trying.
Yeah, we're doing it. So, Thief, have you ever thought to be a superhero? Because you have a chance. Once in a lifetime, you have a chance to do something that's going to help everyone else. Come on.
Well, like I said,
I pull him close. I pull him close. You're one of us.
well, I've always wanted to be a superhero. But here's the thing, like, I could tell you, but I don't think it's particularly relevant for right now. No matter what I say, it's not going to help you get there or use this technology. It's only concerning the origins of your species and what happened tens of thousands of years ago, and the promiscurin technology that powers the Soul Forge. I mean, it's interesting stuff, and I shouldn't be talking about it because they told me that they would track me down and kill my ancestors. But what do you want to know?
Actually, could you sit back in the chair and just imagine, if you would, that the technology of the Ray Duck was more similar to the technology that you know of. And yeah.
All right. Okay. He does that, and the Ray Duck transforms into a giant golden statue that has sort of elf ears and looks really, really weird and regal.
Okay. Okay. This is a start. Now, with this technology, can we track Bootleg, given that he has a device just like this one, and I give him my little earpiece, on him?
I don't know. We can try it. But,
all right, let's give it a go.
I mean, it's possible that his comlink isn't working. It's possible he's too far away. It's possible that he broke it. It's possible he swallowed it.
Cliff, anything is possible, bro.
But let's, if he didn't, let's give it a shot.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a new guy. You guys have fun. I just got the PDF open. I'm gonna make a new dude.
Okay, so I have my D20 up, my potential things that could possibly happen to you.
Good luck, everybody.
I'm really rooting for 1 or 20, but you guys can roll and see what happens.
Okay. It's I think it's just roll a 1d20, right? Yeah. Boom. 7.
All right. So this thing all of a sudden rises up and just shoots into space and is throttling at an extraordinary speed. How many of you had your seatbelts on? I don't think that was any of you.
No, I feel like take that one.
I constantly forget I'm fearless. So yeah, I need to stop worrying. I have no fear. I thought everything was fine. I trust these two.
She can still feel shame though. Don't forget.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. No seatbelt.
No, but you know that
Ray
thing
Duck
that
belt.
happens when you're going really fast and your face this, that's happening.
I mean, does the radar even have seatbelts, or do we sit down in something and it just like molds around us protectively?
Yeah, that's a good question because this particular thing would not have seatbelts. It would. It just wouldn't have anything. So you're just.
When we take off, do we
Your
just fly
initial
into the wall and it's
takeoff-
like sinking in a putty?
Yeah, your initial thrust just shoved you back against the wall. But now that you're in space and things have leveled out, you're all just floating instead.
Cool.
Okay.
Cliff is officially freaking out. Oh my god, you guys!
Cliff,
This
Cliff,
is so
just
weird!
imagine gravity.
Oh!
Just imagine gravity, Cliff. Just imagine gravity.
Okay. He does so, and all of a sudden you are now thrust up against the top of the ship, and you are now throttling towards the nearest star.
Get to the control. Pull it back.
So everybody, go ahead and make me a fortitude check.
Oh.
29.
Yep. Sounds about
Got
right.
that shit. Yeah.
I want you to.
Guishin and Chameleon they just get the wind knocked out of them, and they are hosed. They just can't even operate at all. They're just the G-force is
Too great.
right. It overpowers them, and they both faint. Meanwhile, Takedown and Magnitude give each other this sort of knowing look, like, of course, this is what would happen. And then
Magnitude just plants her feet, and like Takedown is just using her own super speed to like go against it.
So what are you guys doing? By the way,
in
Cliff's just knocked out too. He just flies against the back wall, and his mop is broken in two. Yeah, it's not the scene.
I guess I'm gonna get the
So
stick.
invested in this.
That is what I was
Like, is there any obvious steering or something?
I'm gonna sit in the seat that Guishin normally sits in. That's all I know. I need to be there.
Is it there?
Sits to
Yeah,
fly
there's no
this thing.
seats. It's more just like a glowing. There's like a pedestal type thing with a round, like half circle on top.
Are
glowing
those
red
two
now.
still conscious though?
No, they're all knocked out.
But whenever Guishen has flown it, you have always seen him reach forward and like a video game controller kind of comes out.
Yeah.
So,
I'm still gonna trust you for this. I'm gonna grab hold of Guishin and just start dragging him to like the front of the ship. Like,
Okay.
I'm just like shaking him the whole time. Like, come on, man, try to get up, time to wake up.
Okay, you try to wake him up. I am going to lightly touch that half circle thing and see what happens. Hopefully, I don't die.
It seems to respond to your touch in a way that is. I don't know. It's like the feeling you get when a dog looks at you like, okay, what do you want to do now? But it's a feeling instead of a look.
Weird. Okay, grab it with both hands.
Okay, it's still that kind of. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Let's do something. Throw the ball.
Let's not fly into the sun. Can we not fly into the sun? Let's slow down. Can we slow down? Let's do that.
You absolutely slow down. It responds immediately. Everything kind of goes back to normal, and yeah.
Oh God!
Lucian and Chameleon and Cliff are still knocked out, but there's gravity now, and you still look like a giant elf statue flying in space. But all right, we're gonna stop there, and we're gonna go to Bootleg. Bootleg. You do not remember anything that happened after you were abducted. You remember jumping in head first after Silhouette to kind of not let him be alone wherever he was being taken. But you blacked out as soon as you did. You awake in it's a room. It's kind of bare. It's off-white, kind of bluish almost interior. It doesn't look like a prison, but it doesn't look like a hotel either. It looks sort of like a waiting room that's a little bit more sterile than you're used to.
Right. I will sit and I will try to sense nearby genetic anomalies. Taking a look for Silhouette. See if he is anywhere near me, because he is the reason I'm here, because no genetic anomalies go missing on my watch.
Is this something that you're looking for, a random genetic anomaly, like any genetic anomaly? Are you looking specifically for Silhouette, or is your power such that you will be able to find any and know them if you've encountered them before?
It is the third choice. It will be any within range, and I will recognize them if they are Silhouette. So give me 1 second. A perception roll. I will take it. That's a 36 on a perception roll.
Okie dokie. You do recognize there are 2 prominent anomaly signatures that you are aware of. Silhouette is one of them, but it is very, very weak. You're not sure if that means that it's farther away or if it's somehow being artificially muffled from you. But the other one's coming in very clear, and that is the headmaster.
Cool. My day is really looking up. All right then. So yeah, like I said, he will have sat down and just kind of like lean against the wall of his cell, kind of knees up, arms on his knees, sits and thinks. There's that ripple around him. Little tendrils of power reach out as like spikes of energy towards the anomalies that he senses, and then those little tendrils of like sense just fucking like snap back into him, like an astral form, like bungee cording back into a mage, and his head lifts up and he's well, shit. And then he's gonna look around his room / cell / whatever for a door, for a window, for a control panel. For some means of communicating with someone else.
There is a window. That is the first thing that you see immediately. There is something that could possibly be a door, but you don't see any way of opening it. There is some sort of screen, or at least what you think should be a screen, like for like a computer screen of some sort. But other than that, there's not much in the way of utility in this room, but there are some plants that you don't have names for, that you've never seen before. There's even some food, you think, on a plate, on a table.
Right. Let's put a pin in strange plants and weird food for now, and let's focus on the window to start. So he'll just head up to the window and smack on the whatever it is made of, and kind of give a holler. Hey, anybody out there?
Well, the first thing you notice is that when you look outside, you see the sky is rather, well, there's no atmosphere. So you're looking basically into space when you look outside. You can tell that there is atmosphere because you get closer and you see the ground and you see some buildings and whatnot. But it basically looks like just space overlaying some sort of random buildings. So you're not exactly sure if you could breathe if you got outside, or if something else is happening. But it's almost certainly that you don't see anybody outside, and it doesn't seem like anybody would hear you if you pounded hard.
Right, so it's more a porthole than a window then. That one goes outside. So I will go check the door, which I hope goes inside, and I'm not just in like a depressurization chamber type of thing. So yeah, he will head over to the door and give it a couple of smack.
Are you checking for traps?
I am not.
There are no traps. I was just messing with you. But yeah, you don't see any mechanism with which to open the door. So you
Right, like
rap on it, and
I'm just smacking on it. Yeah. Hey, anybody here, man?
Somebody does come, and you can tell they're shuffling their feet. You can kind of hear it. And you hear a voice talking, but it is an alien voice that you can't recognize the language of. Ibak Sharim Katufalongens.
Hey, good to meet ya. Name's Billy Colt. Most folks call me Bootleg.
Pachong Tong Tingnard Hanai Sun Bootleg.
Right, yeah, Bootleg. Me, Bootleg. You, I don't know. Listen, I'm looking for the headmaster.
Farn Chas Starbadog.
Starbadog?
Pachon Tang Starbadog.
Pachon. All right, good to meet you, Pachon. Yeah. All right. Good job.
Just messing with you, Bootleg. It's me, Headmaster. How you doing?
You know I could take your powers right now, right?
Oh, man. He opens the door, and he gives you a big hug.
Son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, okay.
Oh, man, that was hilarious. So you kind of screwed the pooch on this one, didn't you? What were you thinking?
I screwed the pooch. Yeah. These are totally my aliens that came to my school and kidnapped one of my students. This is all
one of your students? Oh, come on now. Me and you both know that Silhouette wasn't your student.
Exactly. He was a genetic anomaly. I was trying to help him. He got taken from your school, and your pet fucking aliens took him.
Yeah.
What's going on? Where are we, and why?
So, there's a bit of a problem. We are on a moon base, a lunar base. Well, it's not really our lunar base, but it's a lunar
our
base.
Moon. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
it's Callan.
Yeah, I was worried. Afraid it would be too easy to get back home if it was just our moon.
Yeah, it's well, let me see, what would you call it? Cowlan Beta, I guess. The Cowlans, the big, huge empire people out here. You would be staggered by the amount of star systems they control. Anyway, their home world was destroyed, and we are on a moon orbiting the home world that they flew to after that one. Does that help answer your question? I mean, I know it doesn't really help you at all, but that's the truth.
So, what do they want with Silly?
Well, that's an even more complicated thing. You see, I don't exactly think that thing, or that person that you're calling Silhouette is actually a genetic anomaly anymore. It seems that he's become something different. Exactly what is not really understood by me, but the Cowlans seem convinced that he's a clear and present danger to them somehow, and as such, they want it destroyed. Which again, I couldn't really stop them if I wanted to, but they've been pretty good to me. They have this pie here that's actually alcoholic. It's quite good. It's like eating.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Anyway.
I don't really care about your
I've been
priorities.
having a good time here, that's what I'm saying. Oh,
yeah,
let me ask you a question.
Good. Yeah,
back to important
I was really
things.
worried about your good time. Listen, Silhouette is still a genetic anomaly, but there's something between me and his powers. Maybe something hijacking his powers. Something
No, he's in stasis.
Taking over
they
his
have
powers.
him on lockdown. Yeah. He's safe for the moment. Well, I mean, that's not... I lied. That's not true. He's going to be executed soon, but that's not going to happen immediately.
Well, that's not going to happen at all.
But first, tell me, how is Magnitude?
She's fine, I suppose, except she might be a little bit worried about the hole that appeared in the mansion and the way that her family dinner got disrupted on account of the aliens abducting one of her students.
Like what I mean is like
things
news
were a little awkward.
News got back to me that that she might have been involved in some big event back on Earth. Do you know anything about that? You know, some sort of event with the Justicars and some other random people?
No, she's mostly been tied up in some family and some relationship issues.
No, this would have been right after I left.
Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, speaking of things that you're likely to care about,
Why didn't you
what do you know
happen to-
about the
Oh, God.
weird... It's a bit...
I've always
What do you
wondered
know
why...
about the genetic anomaly sex club that her grandparents were in? That sounds right up your alley.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, a sex club?
Yeah,
That's
weird,
not my
bondage
scene,
thing.
man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, just too many other people for you. Not enough pi to human interaction ratio
What do
to
you-
hold your
I don't
attention.
know what you seem pretty bitter about things. I thought we were in a good place before, but now you just seem all upset.
Yeah, maybe that's because everything is a dumpster fire. They're about to execute Silhouette, who I only just barely talked out of working for a literal supervillain that's giving genetic anomalies a bad name.
It's kind of a moot point now,
and-
right? He's not going to be working
How
for
so?
them anymore.
Well, he wasn't going to be working for Quintessa
Listen,
anyway.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm uncaring about the situation. I actually have, well, somewhat of a plan to rescue Silhouette, but I'll need your help. And there's a reasonable chance it's going to go really, really badly for everybody. Like everybody
I've been
universally.
involved in your plans before. I'm
Well,
pretty much aware of the math behind them. So fine, lay it on me.
well, I mean, the thing is, I can come back to Earth now. You know, the things that were keeping me here are no longer keeping me here, and well, I kind of miss Earth. I don't know if you you didn't go through my stuff too much, did you?
Tried not to. I boxed up your things from your cubicle, and it's in the corner of my office now.
Well, at any rate, they don't have anything resembling those little 1 ounce things of alcohol up here, which those are my favorites. I used to have I ever tell you I had a whole bandolier one time, and they just had a bunch of little different whiskeys in each one. It was Earth's a funny place in the 20th century. Anyway, so tell me, this is important now. Is Magnitude okay?
She seems fine, except for the awkward conversation that we had with her increasingly drunk father and irritable mother, who might never make us tacos or tamales again on account of finding out that Mags's grandparents were in a freaky anomaly forward sex club.
You keep bringing this up as if it's important. I'm not sure I understand your fascination with what other people do with their private parts.
Well, it mostly came up on account of they made us go to their sex club, and they were threatening her family to try and force her into the sex club. And also the whole thing was run by a bunch of supernatural shit, and skinticles were involved, and genetic anomalies were in there, and they've been spying on Mags's family. They've been spying on us every time we're in town to visit Mags's family, and the whole thing is really kind of a mess. But you're trying to tell me that you and your bandolier of Zimas never made it to one of these car key parties hanging out with Magdalena's granddad.
I honestly, I don't know what you think about me, but I honestly have never been involved with any sort of genetic anomaly sex club. I swear to God. Wait. Did you say there was a bunch of supernatural stuff involved?
Yes, yes, there was, because students of the Greystone Academy were involved, and so things had to be weirder than it just being one of students' grandparents.
Where did this take
club.
place?
Oh, suddenly you're interested.
I don't want the exact address. Just like where in general did this happen?
why don't we worry about getting Silhouette out of here?
You keep bringing it
getting
up, and
off
now
the
that I'm
moon
interested, you want to change the subject. I was just thinking
Yes,
that
because
there's this
I'm
place called the
practicing being
Brimstone
ahead.
Court that I know of that might fit your what you're saying, but I had no idea that they were kidnapping genetic anomalies for sexual favors.
Yeah, no, that is more or less what happened. It is the Brimstone Court. They're trying to rule the world, etc., etc. I knew that you were involved with them, you weird old bastard. All right.
That's interesting. I had no idea that you would get involved with them. That's interesting. Well done, Bootleg. Well done.
Yeah, you're a great listener.
He seems to think to
So
himself
listen,
and then gets a good chuckle out
how are
of
we getting
some joke that you don't
Silhouette out of here, and how are we going to get back to Earth?
get. Well, getting back to Earth isn't the problem. The problem isn't even rescuing Silhouette. There's a 50-50 chance that we'll be able to do that. And as you know, those odds are just fine. My larger issue is what the Cowlins seem to think will happen if he gets free. And they use terms like galactic annihilation, which, I don't know about you, is not super big on my list. So I think it might be best for us to gather some information first about why they think that, and and let's not go off half-cocked. I know what you're thinking. That half-cocked is our middle name, but in this particular instance, where the words galactic annihilation are involved, a modicum of caution might be warranted.
All right, so we don't have Therion to think of something better. We don't have Pace to help with an escape. We don't have Starburst to fly us all out of here. We don't have Anchor to reassure us all that everything's going to be all right. And we don't have
She was
any
always
of the new
my favorite.
kids.
Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah, pretty often, actually. Thanks. So we also don't have the new variants in order to fill in any of those same roles. So it's literally you, me, our crazy half-terrorist who's in stasis, and all the aliens around.
All right, we'll push pause real quick. Randy, what did you do with the box of Headmaster's stuff?
I dragged it over and started digging through it because I didn't understand what it was. It wasn't.
But like, what did you do with it
weird.
when you got on the ship? Is it with you?
Yeah.
He's playing with it.
Yeah. I was before
He
I
was. All right. Okay, that's all. Thank you. All right, so Bootleg, you were saying.
So, yeah, I can't think of a better idea than you and I talking to the Grand Poobah of this race, or the High Priestess, or whoever it is, in order to go see what it is they've got against Silhouette, what we can do to convince him that he's not going to destroy the galaxy, and what we need to do for them to get him out of here in one piece.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. The Callan leader is a pretty reasonable fella. I tell you what, you don't have a girlfriend yet, do you?
Not with me, and nothing serious or regular on account of the life you dragged me into and all.
Sure, that's fine. Wait, I'm not gonna judge, but when you were dragged into this anomaly sex cult thing, that wasn't something that you didn't do nothing, did you?
Well, we fought our way out, and we drove them off, in large part with Silhouette's help. But
Because sometimes when you're with a woman, Bootleg, they can get their claws in you a bit. And once you do that kind of stuff, the sex stuff, it's sort of all you think about. And I would hate for you to. Well, you just have a bright future ahead of you, and I wouldn't want you to just waste your energy chasing after the that stuff. You need to be focused. And I just didn't know if that was, if that was going to be something that.
No, I'm not terribly distracted by fond memories of Sir Brute right this second, or anyone else that we met at the Brimstone Court. I'm able to focus on handling this galactic annihilation issue. And maybe we could have this father-son talk about the birds and the bees on our goddamn way back to our galaxy.
You need to learn to multitask, god damn it. Now listen, I'm thinking that there's this pretty attractive Cowlin lady that I've been spending time with, and she has a younger sister. So if you could just put your own selfish desires about getting back home on hold for a second, we could maybe take these ladies out on a date and press them for information. Because this lady happens to be the aunt of the captain of the Cowlins that are on this lunar base. Do you understand what I'm saying, son? It's not always about the straightforward answer. Sometimes you can get what you want and what you need at the same time.
What it sounds like you're saying is you think the solution to galactic annihilation is a double date with some aliens. While you are actively planning to leave and go back to Earth because you miss single-serving adult beverages.
You have such a snide way of putting things. I don't think I appreciate your tone. After everything I've done for you, for Christ's sake.
I'm just making sure I'm keeping up with
Hey,
the
how those
scheme,
powers going?
boss.
Yeah? You use them well? Yeah. Guess who taught you how to do that? Taking over my school, acting like you're my superior. Anyway, do you want to do it my way, or do you want to come up with another plan? Or maybe we can just go in there and say, hey, bud, I know that you're the captain of this outpost of an intergalactic empire, but here, answer my questions, and me of this hairless ape that came with me.
Well, with your inestimable people skills, I don't see how trying to double date some alien chicks could possibly go wrong. So fine, we will go socialize with the natives in order to attempt to learn more about their culture in order to assimilate enough to solve the problem.
All right. Perception check.
Yeah, that's a 1. Now the total's pretty solid, and I don't remember if 1s are automatic failures in this game.
No. It's an 18.
So from your perspective, it looks like Headmaster adjusts himself and then moves on down the hallway. He beckons you to follow. Now we're switched back to the ship and the other variants, and Takedown and Magnitude. You've been flying for a couple hours now. You have no idea if you're going the right direction or not.
Where?
You've just been
Like,
flying, but at a certain point, this box of stuff that has been scattered along the back of the cockpit. A bunch of these little mechanical eggs start beeping and rumbling.
Tamagotchis? Those
And
things?
yeah, Chameleon, you're waking up right about now because you had one of them that you had like linked onto your belt, and so now it's like rubbing up against your belly like.
And then I look down. Because it looks like a Tamagotchi, right? Like it looks like one of those. I can guess that that's what it is. I'm like, oh no, is he okay? Like, and starts
It
trying to play
appears to be some sort of cat that is asking for food.
I give it food.
It makes a little electronic happy face, and then like goes brrr, brrr, like you imagine it's supposed to be a purr.
I go and show all of my friends, look what I have.
How are you all reacting to Chameleon's electronic cat toy?
Did you find those in his office?
Yeah,
Are there
he
more?
has a ton of them. There's one for everyone.
Dude!
Do you have a lizard?
I don't know what's in it.
There are a couple buzzing all around the cockpit. Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna die if they don't feed them. We have to feed them.
I hope this gives us Pokemon or something.
Who grabs one of these things?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
All right, Guishin, you're up now too. You're coming too.
I just leave one on his chest though. While he's
there is not one for everybody. There's only 4 of them.
Oh,
But
There's not one for Cliff.
There's not one for Cliff. Yeah, but there's Magnitude. You're looking at yours, and it seems to be a dog. The one on Guishin seems to be some sort of like frog, but it's only at a tadpole stage right now. And Takedown, yours doesn't seem to be functioning, but it still seems to be beeping and buzzing.
I have no knowledge in technology. I'm just pressing the buttons, just like trying to
You push the button?
shaking it. Yeah, I'm just pressing buttons.
Okay, well, the button that you push, all of a sudden the beeps shut off, and you hear this voice coming from the other side, like, all right then, come on, let's go. And it's the headmaster's voice.
Hey guys.
So let me tell you about this Cowlin chick.
Headmaster?
They've got these feathers for hair. It's the wildest thing. And I gotta tell you what, like their whole body's kind of really light too, on account of their kind of avian. It's a real trip. You know, sometimes you'll
Turn it
be.
off. Turn it off. I don't want it out anymore.
What's Bootleg? What are you saying to this conversation?
I throw it.
No, wait. We could maybe get a signal from that.
You can hear.
Where's it coming?
You can hear Bootleg sighing in the background.
So yeah, It does seem like there is a communication open between Headmaster and Bootleg and yourselves.
All right,
Okay.
let's try this.
Using the thing that looks like a Tamagotchi, but isn't.
Am I still steering the ship? Am I still like doing that right now, or
Yeah.
can anybody? Because then, I could just try and be like, "Hey, ship, you want to lock onto that signal and take us to where it's coming from?"
Okay.
I don't know if that's how that works, but
If you don't want to take care of your Tamagotchi dog like a monster,
Right.
yeah, I'll see if pressing some buttons does the same thing on mine.
Yeah, it gives him some food, and then the tail wags and seems satiated. The lizard doesn't make any noises; it just buzzes, and you don't know how to feed it because you don't know what a tadpole eats. Guishin, you gonna ignore it?
Yeah, it's I push a button and then I put it in my pocket.
Okay, it just keeps buzzing and beeping and buzzing and beeping. But yeah, Magnitude, when you ask Rayduck to lock onto the signal, it changes direction and goes nearly the exact opposite way you guys have been traveling.
Okay, good. I'm hoping this is correct. Oh, please. Please let this be correct.
But
It's
yeah,
the worst
now
that could happen.
Cliff is still out in the back. His arm looks like it's in a really uncomfortable position. But Chameleon and Guishin are up and at him. And is there anything you guys want to do in the meantime, now that you're flying the right direction?
I guess it would probably be beneficial to listen to the conversation that is happening so that we will have some idea of what to expect on the other end.
All right, then we'll switch back to Bootleg and Headmaster. So there's a couple different options of where we could take these ladies. The first is a traditional Kowloon dining experience, and I'm not gonna lie, you're really not gonna like the food. I really struggle with it. It's hard.
What's the second one then?
We could just go for drinks. Now, on the other hand, you are gonna like the drinks. Most of them are well, they're sweeter than you're used to, almost like nectar-y, thick, but they're pleasant enough, almost like a dessert.
Right, and it feels like maybe if they get a couple weird alien bird lady drinks into them, they'll be a little bit more likely to give us information that we need to find out more about what's going on.
Yeah.
So
we could also go to. Well, I mean, it's I guess more like a play than anything else. But they have these things that are kind of a cross between theater and courtroom drama, except it's all real, and at the end somebody gets executed if they are judged incorrectly, and it's all based on the audience and their clapping. It's possible that I don't exactly understand what's happening because I don't.
Is it?
All I know is that half the time the audience seems really excited about it and somebody dies at the end, and the other times they don't seem very excited and nobody dies. But all I can see is I'm trying to follow the narrative and they're acting it all out. So it's really entertaining up until the point where people die.
No, that sounds fascinating, but let's go for door number 2 and just take these ladies out for drinks somewhere nice and casual where we're not terribly likely to commit any serious faux pas. Feels like a formal meal is a little bit more likely to be taken seriously and accidentally give offense and maybe get our eyes pecked out or whatever
No,
they
they're
do
not
to
like that.
express displeasure or to end up on Judge Judy and get ourselves executed.
You know
So,
what
yeah,
I've been
let's,
thinking actually
let's just-
is that they're
oh, God,
remarkably
please tell
human.
me.
Well, they're remarkably human for being so alien. I mean, like the physiology is all like almost.
No,
exactly.
that's good. We'll skip that part. I don't need to worry
honestly,
about that.
come
just
on,
yet.
get your mind out of the gutter. You come up here talking to me, the first thing you say is, hey, sex cult. And all I'm saying is like, hey, these aliens have remarkably similar anatomy to us. Isn't that weird? Because they are multiple galaxies away. Honestly,
and I'm
though,
just
think
saying,
about that.
I don't need to hear the details of how you
There's
figured
no
that
detail.
out.
Look,
Or
you just look at
anything
them.
else.
They breathe.
I'm just talking
They-
about drinks. I'm just wanting drinks.
They have
You're taking
biceps.
things too fast. with me.
You don't find that weird that they have biceps and the same muscular structure that we do? How do they evolve like that? That's a
Guys, I think
To work on a list of things that I was finding weird about the last 24 hours, I promise you the biceps of an aviary species is probably not going to make the list.
You know, sometimes when people travel to other places, it enlightens them. They come away with an appreciation of things, and you just seem very bitter about this whole thing. You know, they wanted to lock you up, but I was like, no, that's my boy, and whatever. All right.
I'm trying to get focused on not letting Silhouette get executed and then getting us
Who is
back
this
outta
kid
here.
to you? Why does he mean so much? I remember him just kind of being kind of not awesome.
Well, he's used his long-range teleportation abilities to save us and most of his city a time or two. He helped us get away from the Brimstone Court, and he's a genetic anomaly that decided to come hang out with us instead of staying with Quintessa, and I told him I'd be safe while he did so. The Greystone Academy is supposed to be a safe haven for genetic anomalies that don't want to do harm with their powers. It's a mission statement. It's on the goddamn pamphlet. So I'm trying to stand by that and get this guy off this moon here at Beta Quadrant 7 and back to the bed where he was recovering before your alien girlfriends with their biceps and their lethal Judge Judy snatched him up right out of there.
You know, there's a 97.62% chance that if you update the pamphlet, you'll have better luck recruiting people.
Yeah, I was working on that, and then aliens also snatched me up out of the school. I'd like to think the document auto-saved, and Amazon should be delivering that new printer just any old day now.
You should have signed up for Prime. So, all right then, just follow my lead. and he opens up a door that goes into a really big courtyard. And you can see now from the perspective that you didn't have before that there does seem to be a transparent dome across this lunar base or whatever it is. And so the courtyard, while it is open and you can still see no atmosphere, you still see space, you can at least breathe and people are walking around and interacting with people and blah, blah, blah. So he says, come on.
To be clear, when you say people, are they all this one species, or are we talking like, galactic mixture Star Wars cantina type of thing? Just for, or do they all seem to be this same alien race phenotype?
Yeah, they're all Cowlins. I put them up in the Roll20 so you can see kind of. Imagine these are generally what they look like.
Gotcha. I just wasn't sure if everybody we saw on the station was that, or if it was, a mix. So
every once in a while, you will see somebody that looks different. Sometimes really different. Maybe like some sort of like a slug or something like that. Or maybe you'll see another humanoid, but maybe vaguely insect-like. But the 99.5% of them are all these Cowlins.
Alrighty, gotcha.
Just so you know, they have this sort of team that does, galactic justice. They travel around and they do the Emperor's bidding. They're pretty tough. They'd be like the Cowlin intergalactic version of the Justicars. Have you ever met those guys yet?
No, people keep telling me about them, and they're really big damn heroes, and I really hope I get to meet them someday so I can learn things about superheroing and stuff.
No, they're not all that great. There was another superhero team a long time ago. They were pretty awesome, though, I tell you what. Anyway, these guys are the big bad heroes of the Empire, and if possible, we should probably not cross them, because in addition to being kind of rough and tough dudes, they also seem to have various superpowers, so just keep that in mind. I don't know if your powers would work on them. I'm not 100% sure they're genetic anomalies, but...
Are they here? Like on planet?
Not that I know of, but they do have technology to get here pretty quick if things go down. So again, let's just try to not punch people for once, if you don't mind.
Sure. I didn't really figure there'd be much of that on this date.
Right. He sits you down on a bench, and he sort of makes a point of moving his finger around like old people do, as if people can't see that they're pointing, right? So he just and then he points at one in particular, and he says, "There she is. There she is. Her name is Flakentine, and you can see her sister right there next to her. She's got a bit of a well, I don't know. Maybe that's your thing. But she's. I
bet it's not.
Well, anyway, I don't know her sister's name, but if you want, I can make introductions now.
Sure. Let's just go ahead and give that a shot, I reckon.
All right, let's do this. He sort of jaunts up. You notice that when he walks differently than he walked on Earth. The gravity is roughly the same here, but the Cowlins all carry themselves much differently. They walk very light, almost as if they're on tippy toes. But as Headmaster mentioned before, their bones are a little bit lighter. So you can see the Headmaster sort of is on his tippy toes as he prances around towards these Cowlin women.
Yeah, I'm gonna not do that. I will not be prancing up on tippy toes to impress a prospective mate. I'm just gonna gonna walk up like a person with legs.
Bootlegs.
So, Mr. Leg.
He's still gonna like reflexively like, oh god damn it, how I get into these messes? What is going on? Yeah, like adjusting his, because he was wearing his kind of business casual outfit because there were going to be guests at the school, so he had on like a polo and a sport coat and like khakis. So he's like trying to check his stuff like that it's not all messed up and just. I
should say that that the headmaster is not wearing his normal clothes, but he's got something on that looks roughly like the middle picture there, in that his entire midsection is missing, and his gray.
No,
you
didn't have to say that at all.
It's crossed over like that.
You could have not told us that.
And his shoulders are bare. And he makes mention of it, like, this costume is quite freeing. Earth custom is not, you're not supposed to let things breathe, but I don't have nearly the amount of sweat at the end of the day that I used to. Anyway, he prances over to this one lady and he says, Flackentine, how are you? And she responds back with, oh, hello. It's good to see you. What brings you here? And he goes, is this your sister? And she says, why, yes, this is my sister, Korstrel. Have you met? And he says, oh, no, hello, I'm... And he kind of gives you a backwards glance and he says, I'm... well, this is awkward. I'm...
Bootleg is taking a very sincere mental note because there's like a 5-year running betting pool between all the original variants about what his real name is. So like it's like he can't just go by the headmaster with everyone, But like he's so rich.
Well, I'm the headmaster of my friends here's school. This is Bootleg. Korstrel, this is Bootleg. He is from a place called Earth.
Oh, so we're using made-up names. All right. Ma'am, it's nice to meet you. Do we shake hands here? What's that supposed to be?
She puts her hands on her hips like this, and she bows like this towards you.
Oh, come on!
Like a sipping bird,
right? Like
a sort of chicken.
Yeah. No, like I left the sipping bird on the desk back in the office, and now I know why it's a blue one. It's just a keepsake of his girlfriend.
Flackentine.
So, Flackentine, it's nice to see you. She says, Jack, why are you being so weird? And he says, oh, God. No, don't forget. God damn it. Anyway, Korstrel, how would you like to accompany Flackentine and my young ward here on a trip to the Debar? And Flackentine says, oh, she's not old enough, and Headmaster says, oh, of course she is. She doesn't have to drink or anything like that. I just want to show my young friend here kind of how we have fun up here.
Yeah, how old is old enough?
He looks at you and he says, don't embarrass me, you idiot. They don't do age the same here. She's actually like 30. But you're gonna make a mess of things, and she's not gonna want to talk to you if she knows that you're in your 20s.
30 in people years, 30 years the way we measure them back at home. 30 of those.
I don't really know that yet. I'm honestly not. I'm not suggesting that you date her or sleep with her. Just don't be weird right now.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
We're here to rescue your buddy, remember? Not to Not to wonder about interspecies ethics. Anyway, how does that sound, Flacking Teen? And she says, "Oh well, I suppose that would be fine. I mean, it's not all the time that we get to pal around with people from. Where did you say you were from? Earth.
Yes, ma'am. Texas. I'm from Texas. Corstral, I don't know anything about the drinks here, so I'd love it if you could help me know what to order. Let me know what's good."
All right. Small talk ensues between you and Corstral. She is just about to graduate their equivalent of primary school. Not like primary, like elementary, but like the...
Yeah, okay. That's what she's like. I can count. Like
what passes as their first complete education cycle. Which lasts about 30 years. It's not. She's not in fourth grade. Is what I'm saying. Closer to.
She's not a hatch. She's not a hatchling.
That's right. At any rate, she is into law. She's into flying classes. She loves archaeology. That's the kind of stuff that you're able to kind of small talk out of her in the brief moments that you have. Before we cut back to the original variants, and actually right now would be a good time to take a break, and we will come back after the break, after about 10 minutes, and we'll talk about how what progress that the original variants are making towards getting to Bootleg and the Headmaster. So see you guys in 10 minutes. we're back. When we left our heroes, they were having awkward conversations or throttling towards they don't know what, towards awkward situations. So we're going to pick up with Chameleon, Guishin, Takedown, Magnitude, and Cliff as they are holding Tamagotchis and throttling through space towards the Kowlin homeworld. You are aware, Takedown, the Tamagotchi that you're holding is glowing ever more steadily and making a low rumbling noise as you get closer and closer. The speeds that you're going at must be incredibly fast because Magnitude, you are aware since you're connected to the ship that you are bypassing multiple galaxies per second.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense. Multiple galaxies per second is way faster than I wanted to present. Multiple star systems per second. There you go.
Yeah, that's why I was like, whoa, what?
No, I know that's possible, like, given the size of our universe, but yeah, that is not what I wanted to communicate. So Guishin, have you been okay with Magnitude driving the radar? Because that's normally your
Right, yeah, I mean, I just started, so if you want to take over, that's fine.
He kind of came to. It was all weird, and then started having a weird conversation. He kind of got sucked into that a little bit, and okay. And so he wasn't really thinking about it, and looks like Mag's got us in the right direction. But if she's ready to turn over the wheel, he'll take that and then continue to just go in the same direction.
I mean, how long has it been? How long have we been?
About as long as it took to have that conversation between that awkward conversation where Headmaster introduced Bootleg to the two Callan ladies, and then the awkward 5 to 10 5-minute conversation.
No, I meant like from when Bootleg was originally kidnapped. How long has it been?
Oh, several hours, probably. I'd say probably about 6 hours.
I need to sleep. I need to nap or something. I'm tired. So yeah, could you take over, Ben?
Yeah, I just had a nap, so I'll go ahead and take over.
I'm going to attempt to nap or something if I could find anywhere that might be remotely comfortable.
It'll just make a place for you.
Yeah, as you think that thought, it does make a place for you.
Yes.
Yeah, however you like it, it's awesome. The radar is great.
Speaking of that, are you still in the form of a giant golden elf?
I don't think we changed that, and I didn't think to change it. So
I keep thinking Spaceballs. The giant maid is just hurtling through space. But yeah.
So I got this thing, and it's buzzing at me now.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Well, this is what we've been listening to the Headmaster on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, does it say something on the little screen?
I'm gonna shake it and look at this.
No, it doesn't actually have a screen. This one, the screen has been replaced by the button, where it looks like a screen, like you couldn't tell, right, from outside appearance. But like when all the other ones were turning on, this one instead didn't turn on, and that was the button, right, that sort of turned on the communicator.
So the real mystery to me, and I just, if I'm off base here, friends, just let me know. Was the Headmaster infiltrating that he had to disguise his communicators as Tamagotchi? Like, what was he getting into?
I really don't want to know with him.
It's a good set of questions. Yeah.
Don't.
What do you think, Cliff?
He's currently going on a date with some avian aliens right now, so who knows?
Hey, at least he's hooking Bootleg up, man.
Do you think this was the bird one when he got it?
I think maybe.
Mm. Press the
Hmm.
button too many times.
Ew.
That doesn't work. All right, well, let's continue going. Okay, I don't know how long it's going to take to get there, so maybe you've got 10 seconds for a nap, or maybe just an hour or two.
I think really, really hard, and I say I want a computer that tells us how long it'll take to arrive. Does it happen?
It does happen, and it seems to
Alright.
sync up with the signal that it's getting from Takedown's Tamagotchi, and puts your arrival at about 3 minutes.
Oh, better get that nap in.
As a result, you can look off in the distance and you see a star system approaching.
Oh.
Micro nap time.
Can we get let's
Or at least a sun, I suppose.
yeah. So in sort of the direction we're going, if we could maybe get a look of something, more normal to the system, like spaceships that are around here. We figure there must be some spaceships around.
Yeah, the radar that you conjured up is easily able to let you know that there are spaceships. Quite a few, actually, all around. Far more spaceships. I mean, used to Earth, where there's virtually no spaceships in orbit anywhere, here you are very aware that there is a fleet, at least, of spaceships scattered all throughout the solar system.
So what I'm trying to do is get a good look at some of these spaceships, see what they all look like, and without picking the thing that looks like the military spaceship, kind of changing our ship to look sort of more like what's normal for what's around here.
Okay. Interestingly enough, the Rayduck transforms into something similar that to what it was when you saw it first.
Oh. Is that what the other ships around here kind of look like?
Yes, they're not yellow or golden the way that yours is, but yes, they all kind of seem
Well, ours
like
is
that.
special. Ours is an anomaly. I know because Bootleg told me.
Yeah.
So
like I said, it reverts back to more or less its normal
Ray
form.
Duck looking self.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna head in. I look back when we see that it's gonna be 3 minutes, and I look back and I say, I don't feel like Bootleg's in imminent danger, and also Jack doesn't seem to be super in a hurry on the silhouette thing. So do you need more than 3 minutes?
Yes, I think some of us could use. It's been like a couple of hours, and we should have been in bed a couple of hours ago. So I think we should sleep, even if it's just for like a half hour.
I mean, I could have the Ray Duck slow it down.
And let's just keep an ear out on the communicator.
We're leaving them on their blind date.
Let's just keep the communicator on. Just if they sound like they're in trouble, then we can speed things up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, we can. Yeah, of course.
Okay,
So-
let's try that.
Chameleon's not going to go to sleep. He's going to sit in the co-pilot chair with his feet up on the chair, holding the Tamagotchi and playing with it.
I
your
actually
thing,
don't
man.
have to sleep. I just do it kind of
To not be weird.
normal. Yeah.
That's
Okey-dokey.
okay.
So you guys are gonna like assume a sort of really, really far out orbit around the sun, I guess, and just chill for a while.
Right. Or just alter our speed, like slow it down so that it would take us an hour to get there instead of 3 minutes. So maybe instead of like 50 bazillion times the speed of light or whatever we're going, we just go like 1 bazillion times the speed of light.
All right.
Slow your roll, Ray Duck. Slow your
So you're
roll.
going Yeah, you hadn't even bothered to think about how what technology is involved to get the Rayduck to move that sort of speed. It sort of boggles your mind. In fact, everything about this is boggling your mind, which is why you're choosing to focus on Headmaster's conversation, which, for whatever reason, you find the weirdest thing going on right now.
Yeah, that's
maybe keeping your sanity together by focusing on the weirdness of the Headmaster.
I'm going to try to drown it out.
Me, Jack? Yes.
Yeah, Jack.
Okay, so while Magnitude is sleeping, anybody else doing anything particular aboard the Rayduck?
Well, I have an idea. So since the form seems to be similar, I'm going to see if the Rayduck has any sort of like database or any sort of system that I can kind of look at and kind of scroll through to see what we can learn.
All right, make a technology check.
Yeah, I'm good at these. Yeah!
You are not good at these. That is your second less than mediocre roll.
Yes.
So yeah, you fiddle around with it a bit. You even sort of emote to the Rayduck that you want this sort of information. But Rayduck sort of gives you feedback that it normally doesn't give you, in that it doesn't seem willing to give you that information.
Yeah.
Like you get vague psychic feedback that says, no.
I let the Rayduck know I understand.
No response.
That's I just let him know I understand. And then we're just gonna cruise. There's not really much else to do.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe like having the Rayduck smile, but like it couldn't even fathom what it would look like, so it might just eject you guys out of the out of the ship. So we'll just have the Rayduck not respond at all. And yeah.
All right.
Take down Chameleon. Anything in particular you're doing while the sleep is happening?
I'm playing with the Tamagotchi, and because I feel like watching everyone like think things and the ship respond to them, I'm going to start explaining to the Tamagotchi about my new friend, Joe, the cat.
So the Tamagotchi is now Joe. You've named the cat Joe?
Yep.
Okay.
Joe.
And you're feeding it and petting it and playing with it and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and I'm like leaning against the computer. I'm like, oh, look, when I press this button, he does this. It's so fun. And I wish that I could let him play. Or the ship. I don't know what they want to
You're trying to be friends with the ship.
I am trying to build a friendship with the ship.
The ship does not seem to care at all about what you're doing.
It's fine.
But the
Not
electronic cat does seem pleased with the attention.
Joe.
Takedown?
Takedown's gonna do what she always does when she's like in a spot where she doesn't know what to do. She's just gonna go work out. So I'm gonna imagine the ship has like a pull-up bar somewhere in the back, and that's just like what she starts doing.
Sort of. It can't do free weights, but yeah, it sort of brings you down something that you can use to do pull-ups with.
Yeah, perfect.
Meanwhile, in the Cowlin Debar, Bootleg and Headmaster are having a grand time with Flackentine and Korstrel. The conversation sort of moves in a direction that seems kind of obvious and forward from Bootleg's perspective, where the Headmaster basically just says, "Now listen, Flackentine, I know that you're related to the captain. How's life with that? I mean, what's that guy like?" And she says, "Oh well, I just know him as as good old Jupil, but nobody, he's different around me and everyone else than he is around everybody here, because he's got to present a strong face, and he's got to be a very authoritarian guy. But yeah, to me, he'll always be Jupil. Why? Why do you ask? Oh, no reason. I just, wondering aloud what the captain who runs this entire installment does on a daily basis. On Earth, we're so fixated on those sort of things, She sort of says, okay. And then he looks at you, Bootleg, like, all right, help me out here, buddy.
Yeah. You guys have some sort of special guard with special powers that react quickly to threats that require their particular brand of attention, with special abilities that they can bring to bear that the average one of your folk can't. And we're involved with a team like that back home. We're called superheroes on Earth. I'm not sure exactly what the term was here. Was it a Republican Guard or an Honor Guard or something like that type of guard? And yeah, just funny story. The headmaster, Jack, here recruited me into just such a team back home, and we're just wondering how some other folks do things. That sort of thing.
Well, yes, we do have the Galactic Commonwealth. Spans the known cosmos. What planet did you say that you were from again?
Texas, ma'am.
Interesting. I am not familiar with a Texas civilization in our Commonwealth.
Civilization is a strong word.
Which sector did you say that it was in?
We're on Earth.
Earth. That's the second or third time I've heard of this, and I think it's all been very recently. We don't have an Earth in the Commonwealth, and which is odd because we know virtually every span of this galaxy. Where is this Earth located exactly?
Oh, it's near Texas.
I see. Yes, well,
It's in the Alpha Quadrant.
I'm afraid I'm not terribly familiar with the star charts that the Galactic Commonwealth uses. I'm fairly new to space travel, as it turns out, though I did recently make captain myself in our own small crew. But how is it that you all speak English?
I'm not sure what you mean by English. And Headmaster goes, God damn it, shut your mouth. I'm psychically translating on the fly. You're going to ruin stuff.
Well, then maybe you could psychically keep me in the goddamn loop.
There's certain things about me that you don't know, and I'd just rather just keep it that way, but you...
Jack.
Ugh, God.
I think the word at him really hard.
He thinks back, just so you
Jack.
know. The only reason that you even are remembering this conversation is because I hadn't mind wiped you yet, Sonny. Anyway, so this conversation ensues
Jack.
inside your own head. Listen, shut up. But also, they don't seem to have any idea that Earth even exists. That's weird, right? Like, help me think this through. Like, Earth is actually pretty centrally located to their empire. There's no reason why they wouldn't know about it. Why wouldn't they know about it, Bootleg?
I don't know. Time travel, probably.
Time travel. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right, no, time travel doesn't make any sense to anybody. So anytime there's something completely incomprehensible, like you raising children, I assume that time travel's involved.
I didn't raise children, but moving on. So I'm thinking that if something is obvious and should be obvious to plain sight, the only reason that somebody wouldn't see it is it's being hidden. But does Earth seem hidden to you?
Well, no, but maybe we're behind whatever veil is drawn around it. We're in on the joke, whether we know it or not.
Well, that's a possibility. Put that in your cap and smoke it for later. Anyway,
it's not how caps work.
Well, I have no horse in this fight. Let's just keep talking to the ladies and see if we can gain any more information.
It's also not how fights work.
You and your kids and your weird lingo. Just I can't keep up. let's just yeet this conversation and be done with it.
That's absolutely not how conversations work.
In the ship.
I'm so happy I'm asleep for this.
He totally said that wrong. He should stop.
This is all telepathic. At least that last little bit. It was like a weird eye blink mental conversation thing, so you guys got to miss out on that.
Yeah.
So
Is it though? Because it came through in English over the communicator, so...
Just psychic communicator. No. You didn't hear that last part. You didn't hear the headmaster say he wants to yeet the conversation. But he does jump back in with exuberance when the mental conversation is over, and he says, the captain seems to have found something pretty big. I mean, the entire station's on lockdown. What sort of threat has he discovered? And Florentine says, Flacantine says, something quite dark, if you'll forgive my pun. It seems as if we have finally managed to track down the Leviathan. And
wow, really? The Leviathan?
That's correct. Are you familiar with the Leviathan by chance on your Earth?
It manipulates shadows, that sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
Well, I did make captain recently.
So the Leviathan, maybe you don't know this, being from... Where did you say you were from again?
Texas.
Well, in Texas, maybe you haven't heard, but the Leviathan is responsible for destroying the Kowlin homeworld. Now, this happened millennia ago, so, none of us really remember it, but it's in all of our stories. But just recently, the Leviathan seems to have popped up on the captain's radar, as it were, and now he's captured it, and we might be actually able to get justice for the destruction of our homeworld.
So, is this Leviathan some sort of artifact or a parasite? Does it infect a planet or a person, or how's it work? All I've really heard about is the darkness manipulation.
Well, the Leviathan is one of the 4 great creatures of the universe. It was previously thought that the Leviathan couldn't be caught or even killed, but the captain seems convinced that this is possible. Where did you say you've never heard of the Leviathan? I find this hard to believe.
Oh, no, I just heard some of the basics. Great dark threat that, blocks out the sun, and then all who witness it are doomed and that sort of thing. I just wasn't sure exactly how it worked or what sort of creature it's, supposed to be.
Well, it's the great primordial dragon of darkness, of course.
Right, yeah, of course.
Surely you must have legends of primordial dragons on this Texas.
Well, we're not real fond of dwelling on history over much. We've got our own dark spots to worry about there that absolutely unrelated to the Leviathan. But yeah, so supposed to never be able to be captured or destroyed, but old Captain Jupil here, he's managed to get a hold of it, huh?
Well, that's what he says anyway. I don't have any reason to doubt him.
Well, sure, other than the millennia of history and, legends and stuff about it being impossible and stuff. So how do these primordial dragons work? Do they, infect a planet? Do they lay eggs? Are there more of them? Or is it just the 4 we got to worry about?
I don't think you have to worry about any of them. And not all of them are evil. In fact, Leviathan doesn't sound very evil at all, but it is a threat. It brings darkness and destruction wherever it goes, or at least according to the legends. Every where did you say you were from again? Texas? Because
Yes, ma'am, Texas. It's an independent colony on Earth.
every Commonwealth civilization that we've encountered seems to have a legend about the 4 cosmic beasts. I find it fascinating that you don't. The 4 legendary beasts seem to have touched each civilization in some way.
Well, I just can't take the suspense anymore. Can you tell me a little bit about these other 3?
At this point, Headmaster jumps in and he says, "Hey, listen. Why don't we just focus on the Leviathan here? Assuming that this Leviathan is caught and housed somewhere. Where is it? We don't want to accidentally come across it, do we, bootleg?"
Oh, I'm sure Captain Jupil's not going to be sloppy with the Leviathan. Just leave it lying around where anybody could trip on it.
You're not making this easy.
Thinking really hard. Just fucking slow your roll, 007. We're having a conversation, not interrogating her about where the prisoner's kept.
But, like, that's kind of what we are doing, idiot. Like, do you know where he is? Because I don't.
No, but do you know how to talk to people? Because I think you don't. Maybe while we talk about these 4 primordial dragons and the Leviathan and stuff, you could try mind scanning her.
That is a violation, sir. We are on a date. I hardly think that manipulating your dates using mental powers is appropriate. God, I thought I taught you more respect for people.
I'm not saying to manipulate her. I'm saying just scan her. Just see what she knows about the Leviathan.
Headmaster coughs. He goes like this, and he leans down toward his pocket and he says, "Geez, bootleg, I can't believe that you just told me to use my mind powers on my date. What kind of bastard are you?" And he comes back up. And you guys all heard that pretty clearly.
So the headmaster has mind power?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Hey,
Also,
Jack.
it sounds like. Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I would just
also
say.
on a date? Like, what is...
They're trying to get. Well, God, I can't sleep.
So we just heard all that stuff about the Leviathan, though, right? Like, we did hear that.
Yeah,
Before.
heard about that. Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm just like looking at Guaishin and just saying, it sounds like our friend Silhouette is in trouble.
So yeah, you guys are pretty much there now. If you want to be, they've been drinking and doing their thing for about an hour and a half. So you guys have come upon the lunar base, and nobody seems to be giving you a second look. Of course, on Earth, if you were flying a spaceship, into orbit, this would be a weird thing. But you can just tell that flying a spaceship into this particular area is just like driving a car into LA. I mean, it's just happening so frequently and so often that it doesn't matter.
Right? Is there gridlock just like LA?
No, everybody seems to kind of know where they're going, and the Rayduck seems to be flying casual.
Nice.
Well, we don't really know where to go right now, so we need to find a place to either land and stay for a minute, or maybe we should just continue to orbit.
Also, you guys, I feel like, and Chameleon just says this out loud. Maybe they don't speak the same language we do. I don't know. Because we heard earlier when. Well, I don't know if we heard what.
That's fair. Did we just hear the headmaster and bootleg, or did we hear everything? Or
yeah, actually, you do hear everything, but everybody else seems to be chirping in a weird kind of birdish language.
Yeah.
So we can only understand bootleg and headmaster.
Right. Got it. Cool. So yeah, there's gonna be that. when we try to get off this ship.
Right, which is why I think we should wait and like see if they can get a location of where they might be going after their date is done, and see if we can maybe meet up with them. And then that way we know where we're going. Otherwise, right now we're just kind of sticking out like a sore
Is this
thumb.
a one-way communicator, or can he hear us?
I don't know. Takedown. Were there any other buttons or anything, or was it just his?
I don't think there were any other buttons, right? I think it's just the one, basically the one on the.
Okay.
I mean, we also heard him. I probably tell Bootleg that he's translating everything telepathically, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah,
He did say that. I think.
I think so too.
Or did he say it telepathically?
No, he totally said it telepathically. Oh God. Well,
Okay. Cool.
I guess we're gonna wait and see if they mention any place that they might be going that we might be able to figure out how to.
You know what I want to look up? I want to look up while I'm in the ship. I'm gonna think and look at the Tamagotchi and try to like imagine if there's a place in the ship where I can like a docking for like not mine, but the one that Takedown has, so that maybe the computer can help us do stuff. And I'm gonna ask
You imagine a place that a Tamagotchi can fit, and a little port sort of comes out of the wall. But you also notice that there's a little recessed area that appears below it as well, like about a meter big. Almost looks like a big knot in a tree, right? Like where like it's recessed in there, just like a hole that kind of appears in the side of the ship.
Takedown, can I see your little pet?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm gonna stick it in the little port, and then I'm gonna try to dig in the little knot hole and see what's in there. Because that's smart.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Oh. What's in the little hole knot thing?
Nothing.
Is there anything there?
No.
Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna crawl in and just kind of
It's
sit
not
there.
big enough for you to crawl.
Aw, I wanted to.
I mean, you possibly could, but no, you can't.
If I
too
could,
small.
All right.
The cat.
I'll put my cat there so he can rest. in
You
the
put
little
your
knot.
cat in the Tamagotchi holder, or you put your cat
No,
in
in the. Oh yeah, let's try that out. Because if the other one didn't do anything, why not?
Okay, so you put your Tamagotchi in the little holder thing, and it buzzes, and then a holographic cat appears in the little recess, and it comes out of the thing and sort of starts snuggling up to you. It's a hard light cat, so you could actually touch it and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a Green Lantern cat. Made of light.
I'm all about it. I'm all.
And
about
what did you call it, Joe?
Joe. It's name. Does it have a little name tag that says
No,
Joe?
it doesn't.
Ah,
But it responds
I will
to
make
Joe.
one. Good job. And I start petting it.
Yeah. So now you've got this little pet thing that your Tamagotchi's not working anymore, but this little pet thing is following you around.
Yeah. I am now predisposed to play with the cat.
All right. So Chameleon's distracted. What are the rest of you doing here as you're flying towards the lunar base?
We're gonna find a place to dock
Right, we gotta wait and see.
or park.
Yeah, wait and see if we know where they're gonna be, so we can figure out how to find them.
I don't know that there's any way that we can do that. I'm trying to think of like a way. Like, how would we, like?
If they mention any
any-
landmarks that we might be able to see, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The headmaster's got to be smart, kind of. He was the headmaster.
I mean, I feel like it's the tall building, and someone's never seen New York. Like,
All right, so
like,
you're
I
waiting.
can't imagine what frame of reference we're like.
You're
we
waiting
have.
for Bootleg and Headmaster to maybe give you throw you a bone here.
Yeah, because we tried talking into this thing. It's not two-way, right?
Yeah.
Or at least it didn't seem like it because no one responded.
Yeah, okay.
So there's not like a blue sector and a red sector and a pink sector. There's nothing that we could use to.
You can get a general sense of where they are in that they seem to be on this lunar colony of this larger planet, but that's pretty much the extent of the detail you're able to get. So back with Bootleg and the Headmaster.
So, Korstrel, you're studying law.
Yes, most of us do at least a little bit, but I find that I have a particular predilection towards understanding, the more nuanced writings of our ancestors. Yes.
Well, that's neat. Jack here was telling me about some form of public entertainment that sometimes turned into some form of a public execution. It was kind of a dramatic recreation of someone's crimes. Is that a type of trial, or what's that all about? I really just got here today.
Oh, well, yes. I don't know how they do things on... what did you say you were from?
Texas. We're pretty big on summary executions there.
Well, yes,
depending
this is
upon
nothing,
the circumstance.
nothing like that at all.
That's good to hear.
Where did you say you were from?
Texas, ma'am. Texas.
That's so weird. We've never heard of that. At any rate, what he's describing to you is the court process. Everyone is assigned when they do something that we deem wrong. They are assigned an entire team to help their defense. Somebody is assigned to be them. Someone is assigned to be the one that they offend. And we go through a recreation of what happened so the entire audience can experience what the offender and the offended experience, and at the end we are given the opportunity to pass judgment. It's actually quite breathtaking and liberating to participate in justice so intimately.
Sure. If they're found guilty, is it always an execution, or are there other grades of punishment that are offered?
Execution. This word seems very limited. It seems that you believe that we are just killing them, but that is not exactly true. But no, it does not always involve freeing them from their bondage of flesh. Sometimes it involves lesser punishments.
Neat.
Clipping their hair, for example.
Okay, so kind of a sign of their shame so that other people can see that they did something wrong, that sort of thing?
No, it just really, really hurts.
Oh, right, yeah, my mistake.
So yes, sometimes we will free them from their filthy flesh, and sometimes we will inflict devastating and lasting pain on them. Other times, we might hurt one of their family members. It all just depends on the crime.
Right. Yeah, just normal stuff.
But we have fairly little crime to speak of, unless compared to some of the lesser races, like where did you say you were from?
Earth, Texas. Earth. It's a colony of Earth.
Earth.
Our legal system's pretty boring compared to yours. I reckon. We don't even directly hurt other people's family members for no reason, hardly anymore.
So you have little crime?
No, buckets of it. Yeah, just tons. Yeah, lots.
Oh, well, who does your crime?
Oh, whoever. It kind of depends on which crime you're worried about. There's some that really, really hurts all of us. There's some that mildly inconveniences the people that really, really hurt all of us. And then there's there's a whole mess in between. We tend to punish the little ones more than the big ones. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds both unjust and boring. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's about right. Yeah, we're not nearly as big into the drama aspect of it as you guys are, and and it's pretty barbaric at times. We're really big on punishing people just for being different. It's pretty big where we come from. What about here? Is somebody's species or appearance held against them? If Jack or I got in some sort of legal trouble for something, what would happen to us? I'm not going to do anything.
Of course not.
Curious about the
You. I can't imagine that. Where did you say you were from again?
Texas.
Texas. I've never heard of
Yeah,
that.
specifically, I'm a bit north of Dallas.
Dallas. Is that a? That's so. And she looks at Flackentine and says, "Have you ever heard of these places?" And Flackentine says, "Where did they say they were from again?" And she says, where did you say you were from again? And the headmaster gives you this look like, haven't we told them this like 40 times already?
Yeah, a place called Texas. It's on Earth.
Texas.
They just look at each other like, whatever. But no, we,
thinking real hard.
Being
Is this you?
No, it's not me. This is weird. I haven't noticed any memory issues. They seem to be just as intelligent as everyone else, and they seem to have quite a large galactic empire, and that's not the kind of thing that you get just by being stupid all the time, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Anyway, I don't know, whatever, it's not important, I guess. But Flackentine says, no, but here, if you commit a crime, the Galactic Commonwealth has many, many different creatures in it, and we would never treat people differently just because they are different. That's barbaric. Do you do that where you're from?
Oh, I don't. But yeah, we do as a people kind of a lot. Especially if you have abilities that other people don't have and that sort of thing. We're pretty new to that level of diversity, and we find a lot of people are still kind of shook up by it.
Oh, that's terribly unfortunate. Headmaster says, well, it's really great being here with you two lovely chicks, and out here in the vast marketplace of the double helix building, I just have to say that this is so wonderful. But say, you were telling us a little bit about the myth of the Leviathan and the four great beasts. Let's hear more about that. Right?
Well, no, I mean, we were talking about the legal system. So, like, say they did catch this Leviathan, like, what's going to happen to him legally? If you say you treat everyone the same, what would his trial be like? Their trial, its trial, one of the primordial dragons on trial. Like, how would that go down?
Oh, that's so silly. It's not primordial dragons. There's only one dragon, the Leviathan. But the beasts themselves are not people. They are forces of nature, almost. They are creatures that existed before the galaxy was created. And if we can just destroy them, it's not like as if they'll feel it. They'll just not be a threat to any other civilizations.
So, will they not get the full courtroom drama team?
Oh, they don't have sentience, I don't believe, or they're just beasts. Where you're from, do you not kill any living creature, or is it just sentient creatures that you punish unfairly?
Oh, no, yeah, we're real big on killing kind of whatever comes across our path here in Texas. Just culturally speaking, it's part of our proud tradition and such. But, if we're doing it as a form of punishment, there tends to if you're saying that it's for punishment, then there tends to be legal qualifications attached. And I was just wondering if the ancient primordial dragon of the Leviathan was considered a full citizen is all.
I do not believe so. I believe it would be akin to destroying a star that was threatening a civilization. Then again, I'm not sure. The Leviathan has been known to show some signs of intelligence now that you mention it. In fact, I'm surprised they were able to catch it. In more recent times, I've heard the Leviathan has taken the form of a spaceship and has appeared to various people across the galaxy.
Really? What kind of ship?
Well, it's a giant black dragon-like ship.
Oh, yeah, silly me.
I don't mean to be dismissive, but these are all rumors, you see. Like, up until recently, we had I sort of thought maybe they were just myths. The Leviathan was supposed to appear at times of great cosmic upheaval. And yet, here we are, discovering it. I find that fascinating. We live in such interesting times. Maybe we'll discover the great behemoth next.
Cosmic upheaval.
At any rate, I'm just surprised that you haven't heard of the great beasts. Where did you say that you were from again? She notes your silence.
I was trying to think of some other smarmier answer to give that wasn't shitty to someone else. It's Texas, a small colony on Earth. Yeah, Texas. It's called Texas.
Oh, Korstrel, have you ever heard of this Texas? No, ma'am, I have not heard of this Texas. It's a weird sounding place. Must be extremely backwater and goofy.
Yep. Goofy Texas, that's us.
If they really have captured this Leviathan, that must take a great amount of energy if they want to destroy it. What sort of energy supply do you have here on the... God, he says over the mind link. I'm just so bad at this. I hate making small talk. Anyway, where's the, where are they keeping the Leviathan, Flackentine?
I mean, for a society that's concerned with the public spectacle, it seems like maybe you might be displaying it somewhere. Or would that be dangerous or weak?
Korstrel replies, actually, I can answer this. Even though there's not to be a trial, I imagine, there still would be a public, I suppose you would call it a public theater, right? So the deeds of the Leviathan would be named, and the saga would be retold, and then we would all decide, I think quite cathartically, that we would decide to destroy it. If they do indeed have the Leviathan, they would probably be keeping it in the Fastarnok building and bring it out in a few days for a public theater.
Oh yeah, the Fastarnok.
The Flostarnok. Come on.
Oh, the Flostarnok. My bad. Texas. So which one's that?
Oh, you don't know what the Flostarnok building is, bootleg?
I just got on station earlier today, and old Jack here didn't show me around much. He was just really excited about this date. He said, "Oh,
it's the one right in the middle of the city that rises up like a great big beak." He sort of says that very loud and pronounced.
Oh, that's the one.
Well, hey, Flackentine. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here, but it sure has been good getting to know you over the last couple of weeks. You wouldn't want to take a walk, would you? And Korstrel looks at Bootleg and sort of gives him a little bit of a little eyeball, like, ooh, is this the chance that is he gonna take this a little further now that we're potentially gonna be alone? You know, and her beak is a little. I mean, it's not really a beak, but like she's got a bigger. Like she looks very humanoid, but also the kind of humanoid that you would say, "Wow, she looks very bird-like," and her beak is very pronounced. Very, very.
So it's D from Always Sunny. Gotcha.
Very pretty, I'm sure, from a Callan perspective. Maybe has ancestral traits that are very strong. But yeah, she's definitely. You are remarkably surprised at just how communicative the exact same look would be on Earth. It sort of says, "Hey, baby, come hither." If you had to guess.
And unfortunately, I do.
She gives you a, wait for it, peck on the cheek and invites you to take a walk.
Well, sure, I'd love to see more of town. I don't know if we want to get too terribly far away from Flackentine and Jack. I don't want to be rude to my host, thinking really hard. Jack, what's the range on your translate? Jack, what's the range on your translate?
Oh, God. Butt leg, shut up. Hey, listen, I know this has all been quite disconcerting, but rest assured, these people are extraordinarily modest, and you are not going to get anywhere near second base. She will expect you to be nice and to say nice things, and then she'll ask you to see her again in the evening or in the morning or whatever, but don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen. But no,
I
my
can't
communicator...
be nice.
Did I say communicator? Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, your buddies are in a spaceship orbiting the moon right now.
I didn't think you were snitching me out to your knee.
Yeah. Anyway, they're here. They're gonna be here basically whenever we pull the trigger, and my telepathic conversation can keep us going at pretty much any range on the moon. So just take a walk with the girl, and I'll tell you the plan as I get it. About this time, the rest of the variants that are up in the Rayduck get a little telepathic message from the headmaster. Oh, hey! It took you long enough. Other side of the galaxy is quite a ways off from home. How was the trip?
Oh, just fantastic, Jack. So good. I'm so happy to be here doing this.
You know, I could mind wipe you.
Meow.
Oh, you found my cat. Take good care of it. I'll be wanting that back eventually.
You know what's more awkward than being on a date? Listening to other people be on a date.
Oh, this wasn't a date. I was just trying to... No,
Right.
never mind. I was just trying to get information.
Sounds like a date to me.
Two birds with one stone, if you know what I'm talking about. And maybe you don't. Hey, these people look like birds. Anyway, it'll make a lot more sense. It'll make a lot more sense when you land.
When did the headmaster become so much likable?
Listen, where should we meet you?
You could probably land any time. The lunar base here is pretty open for trade and things like that. Although they do have the main military part that where we are is pretty locked down. What with the Leviathan and all. But I feel like if things go south, we might need the whole team here to rescue your buddy. Oh, by the way, Magnitude, you doing all right?
I guess as good as I can be, considering. I mean, you know, I'm in space, and they're gonna kill one of our friends who just saved us. And
I just mean I heard you did a good job with that that time travel madness stuff from back in whatever. And
how did you know about that?
People talk. You have no idea what kind of stuff gets out there.
gone. Wait, they're talking about it in space?
Yeah, everybody talks. Everybody talks.
So you travel in time?
Don't we all? Another day, Anyway, land when you can,
Yeah,
and I'll
it's
see you when you get here. All right, headmaster up. And the link goes dead.
All right. Well, I'll just parallel park in one of these docks, and then can the ray duck get really, really tiny?
You can ask it.
I mean, once we get off,
So we can carry it around.
and then if we can make it really, really tiny, carry it with.
You can attempt that.
That's what we're attempting. That's what I'm attempting. That's what we should. Once we land and everyone disembarks, we're going to see if that is a thing that the ray duck will acquiesce to.
Question.
Yes.
Which means Cliff is going to have to go with us.
Right. I love that Cliff is on our journey with us.
He hasn't woke up yet. He's gonna freak out.
Did anybody ever check on his arm? Like, Opti's like, his arm looks like it's in a pretty bad way. And everyone was like, what's that? The broom is broken. Oh no, my Tamagotchi needs scritches. Like, you guys were like, oh, I gotta take a nap. Did anybody ever check on?
No.
Yeah.
I
The answer
totally
is
missed that.
no. Nobody ever checked on him.
Well, I mean, my treatment skill is about the same as my technology skill. So.
All right, so I'm gonna help him, like carry him out of the ship.
All right, so you carry him out of the ship. It does look like his arm is broken pretty good.
Well, we can take
And it's his mopping arm.
Oh no!
Mopping arm. No.
Well, we can take his broken mop and use it as, and I know like if you make his arm still and you tie it that make it stay still, that's good.
So you make a splint out of the two pieces of his mop.
Yes.
All right, so now basically he just looks like he's got a mop at the end of his hand, but it is splinted in whatever way you need it to be, and Chameleon is carrying him off the ship. The cat, the hard light cat called Joe, follows you to right at the entrance of the ship, and then stops as if it can't leave the confines of the ship. And it sort of mews at you like, mew. Yeah.
And
Just
then
like that.
I'll come back for you. And then
Okay, so everybody's out, and presumably you've taken everything that you want to take. Magnitude and Guishan, have you taken your Tamagotchis with you?
Yes.
I didn't take it out of my pocket, so yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
And Takedown, you still have the communicator?
Yep.
Okay. So you get off the Ray Duck, and how you just think really hard that you want it to shrink down?
Yeah, I'm just asking, I'm the same way that I always kind of think about how changes get made. So I just kind of imagine in my head that the ship gets small and is able to be carried.
What shape are you imagining it to become?
Like a rubber ducky.
Okay.
Like a small rubber ducky.
It does shrink down, and it becomes a rubber ducky about the size of an F-350. So you're imagining that there is some sort of mass limit involved, and that beyond the size of a large truck, it can't get much smaller.
Okay, so then the streets of this area is there vehicular traffic or is it all foot traffic?
Once you land, this is a pretty busy spaceport, so there are people kind of coming and going all over the place, but you would have to walk down the ramp towards the main area before you encountered anybody.
Okay, so my question though is does there look like there's vehicles? Just
Say that
people?
again?
Does it look like there's vehicles that move through? Like, could we get on a board?
Oh, like a terrestrial vehicle, you mean?
Yes. Or even hovercraft type vehicles.
Yes, there are vehicles, but they don't seem to be individual vehicles. They seem to be more like public transit type things. It reminds you of anything. It reminds you of like when you go to airports and you see like 5 or 10 people get on one of these sort of
It's like shuttle type
like
of
shuttles,
stuff.
yeah, and they would kind of take people where they need to go.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll lock up the Ray Duck, and I guess we're on foot / shuttle to find the double helix Flosternock duck building. Duck thing.
The date was taking place at the double helix. The Flosternock is the beak-shaped building that is coming out of the center of the colony.
That's also where they would be holding.
Yes,
our friend.
You are.
Right.
You were told, but at least you heard Korstrel say that if they were holding the Leviathan anywhere, it would be in the Flosternock.
Okay.
So,
And while we're traveling, if there's figure out how to get Cliff a replacement.
Bootleg, your passive sense. I'm just gonna do a little plot device here and say that you are now aware of the other variants, having landed and are on the same moon that you are.
Cool. I am reassured, and I will take Korstrel on a very nice walk while kind of pinging in my radar to keep track of where they are.
Is there anything that you guys are particularly talking about? Like anything that you're asking about? No, I'm talking about Bootleg. Is there anything that Bootleg is in particular talking to Kestrel about?
Just polite small talk, asking about her school. I'm not going to keep on like hitting the Leviathan button and casually asking like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy if you knew right where he was and the passcode to get in there? JK, I mean, unless like I'm not going to just like keep. So yeah, it would be polite small talk that he's got pretty solid. He's got persuasion of +8. So he will be polite, he will be inquisitive, he will let her do the talking about finishing school, etc., etc., etc.
Alrighty. She seems like she's having a pretty good time. Every time that you talk about something that's totally different than her experience, she just sort of just doesn't understand. Right, and she asks you about it. Then you say you're from Earth or Texas or something like that, and she just scratches their head. She can't remember, and it causes a little bit of awkwardness. But then she kind of comes back a bit. She seems to be thinking of herself. The attitude you seem to be getting from her is that she feels like she is doing you a favor by going on this date, but also seems to think that she is sort of proud of herself for going on a date with somebody like you. Like this is...
Because I'm all weird and pink and stuff.
Like this makes her feel kind of good about herself. In a weird way. Yeah. It's like, I'm not like the rest of my people. I'm enlightened that I would date somebody like you.
So like when me and OC started letting you come to Gen Con with us.
Sure.
Oh no, just kidding. He will again, he'll mostly ask her stuff and let her talk about herself instead of constantly looping back around Texas and Earth. Since that's clearly getting stuck in somebody's fucking, genie mind trick type of thing. So he'll mostly just like let her talk ask polite questions about the city or whatever, and just let her lead the conversation, just like she is leading the walk.
Right on. She does say, are you sure that you aren't from one of our Galactic Commonwealth species? You do remind me of one of the major species. You've never heard of the Arovet, have you?
No, I haven't.
You just remind me of them. Oh well.
Out of character, I'm assuming I haven't.
No, you haven't. But she does say that you humans look like them.
Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, if people here mistook me for an Aravet, it's not going to cause any trouble, is it?
No. They tend to look similar to you. They also, their skin comes in purple, and their hair is slightly different. But other than that, you could pass as one of the Aravet pretty easily.
All right, just making sure it's not going to cause a ruckus or anything.
No.
If somebody mistook me for an Aravet, making sure they're not troublemakers or anything.
Nope. You are totally fine. At any rate, this has been great. I hope you don't mind if I give you another peck goodnight.
No, ma'am. It'd be rude to refuse.
She gently places her beak-like lips on the side of your face and waves you goodbye as she enters into her domicile.
Well, all right. It was nice to meet you. Thanks for the walk and the pecks, and you have a good one. Good luck with school, and all right, goodbye.
You two have fun going back to... Where did you say you were from?
Glasgow.
Texas, ma'am. It's from
all right,
Texas.
well, Texas, ma'am. Goodbye, bootleg. Mr. Leg.
All right. Well, that's a thing that just happened. He'll just stuff his hands in his pockets, and he'll make his way generally towards the the main building that we had talked about. Just because that was the center of town or whatever. So he will amble in that direction, wondering exactly where he went wrong with his life.
So you reach a point, you're aware that this building that you have been in, this enclosure, was actually a sort of double helix shape, right? Or it actually kind of ended up being like a sort of infinity loop. But there's no clear way to get to the Flustarnock from here. It seems like that is a separate building.
Well then, I will lean casually against a wall or something for a moment to keep my balance, and I will check my genetic anomaly radar for the rest of the team and see if I think I can get to where they are.
Yeah, it's hard to tell direction because the normal compass, like way you're normally used to thinking, is not quite working. But you can get a sense for the direction that they're in. The headmaster seems generally in that area too, although he's moving erratically.
That's a mental image I did not need. I will move
directionally, not like quickly and jerky. He's just not going in any particular
You're making
direction.
it worse, Opti.
He's ambling. He's meandering. He's moseying.
Prancing.
He's aimless.
I will head in the direction of the general direction of the team, and then I will test our communications earbud, because I don't know how they work. I don't know if they rely on Earth satellites or Earth radios or Earth cell towers, but I figure it can't hurt to just talk to myself for a second and find out.
Alrighty. I think you guys are probably all in communication range. So you hear him talking to himself, I guess, if he wants you to.
This is me talking to myself on an alien mood after a date that went better than I expected.
Did it? Did it go better than you expected?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. It's the first voice I've heard besides Jack's in my head.
Did you get to second base, even?
Well, I got a second peck on the cheek, and I'm hoping that doesn't mean we're married. But she was pretty casual about the whole thing, so I'm thinking I'm in the clear.
Oh. Sounds good.
So howdy, folks. Come here often?
How do we-
every chance I get.
Where do we meet you? Where are you?
I'm heading towards, and I'll describe some building that seems to be in the general direction of them, like anything that kind of stands out architecturally.
Should we just...
Are they lit weird colors, or I'll just kind of look for something to navigate by.
Alien world.
So it looks like you would have to enter one of the more hallway-like buildings that seem to connect these different atmosphere bubbles together, and they seem to be on these little pockets of atmosphere that connect each port.
Do they have clear markings on them, and or does the headmaster's translation turn alien gibberish markings into Earth numbers?
You
or
cannot tell
whatever?
if they are just decorations or markings because you can't read any of it. Or you don't know if it's even language. It's just markings to you. Yeah.
Sure. So, yeah. All right. Well, you all just kind of stay put. I'll head in your direction. My direction sense is a little bit fuzzy here, but I've still got a good ping on all four of you and the headmaster. So I'll head towards you all, and we'll leave him and Flackentine alone.
Okay. Cliff's here too.
Yeah, he had to come with.
And
Cliff
it's
the
about this
janitor,
time
Cliff?
that Cliff wakes
Yes.
up.
The janitor.
And Cliff is like, oh, my arm hurts so bad. Whoa.
Don't move too fast.
Oh my goodness. And my hand's a mop. Oh my God. What have you guys done to me?
All right.
Cliff,
Anyways,
calm
I'll
down,
see you
please.
all in a few minutes. And then I just leave them to that.
He starts running around.
No. Okay.
I'm holding him.
My hand's a mop. Oh, and he shakes his hand and he goes, oh, my hand. And he starts rolling around on the ground. He's like,
I'm
oh,
trying
my
to hold him.
hand.
Wait, no. I'm trying to hold him so he doesn't hurt himself more.
Where are
I'm actually just
my,
going
get
to,
me to a doctor.
Okay, wait. Can I try to persuade him to calm down? My persuasion's...
Yes,
Can I roll my
you can.
persuasion for...
Please do.
Bootleg, can you give my powers to normal people? Can we fix this?
No, afraid not.
Magnitude
I'm
fails epically at trying to get him to
I
calm
tried,
down.
man, but he just will
Okay,
not.
wait. I'm trying to, hold him. I have literally, that's one of my things, is holding people. So
So you're holding him, and Magnitude tries to calm him down, which in some way he must perceive as you guys trying to hurt him somehow because he's already hurt, and he sees Magnitude coming at him, and he's like, "No, not again! Oh my God! Let me go! Get me to a hospital!"
I'm just going to kind of lift him off the ground so that he can flail and run and everything, but not actually going.
Guishin and Takedown, give me a perception roll. Bootleg 2.
Okay.
23.
2-2.
31.
Bootleg, you notice a couple of gentlemen with these sort of, they look almost like blasters on spears, and they have a sort of official look to them. and they all seem to start gathering and jaunting off past you in unison, basically in the same direction that you're going.
That's good. That's good.
Guishin and Takedown, you are the first of your group to notice that there seems to be an official response to all of this flailing and noise that Cliff is making.
Of course. How far away are the guards?
They're probably about 50 meters away now.
Okay. I'm going to let him go and go invisible.
Okay.
Over the communications, I'm going to say, hey, whatever y'all doing with Cliff, you've got some sort of attention coming your way. Just get him a doctor or whatever he needs. Just, don't hurt him or nothing.
I'm not.
We don't even know how to talk to these people.
I'm not gonna go. Oh, right. I think real hard. Jack.
What?
Jack.
What?
Jack.
What?
Hey, can you spread your translation to the team? They're about to get in trouble with the local constabulary.
I kind of need my concentration here for a second. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Just give it to Mags. Give it to Mags. Just cut mine, give it to Mags.
There's no response for about 15 seconds. And then all of a sudden, Magnitude, you can hear, you can understand what they're saying. And they're saying, what is going on here? Why are you attacking this man?
Oh, okay. No. We're not attacking him. He's our friend, and he got hurt. And he is
and he starts
now
yelling
exclaiming
at them now. Yeah.
that pain, and he needs a doctor. And we were trying to get him one, and that's when you heard it.
Is this true, sir? Do you need a doctor? And he just screams in human. Like they don't understand what he's saying, and they say, "What? Do you not understand what we're saying?"
Oh god, can I use my hero point that I got to get Cliff to calm the F down?
You can try. You can roll again. Yes.
While she's working on that, and while the cops aren't looking at me, I'm going to drain. Okay, I got 3. I'm going to drain Takedown's powers a little and try to boost the headmaster's powers so that hopefully if he lets enough of us translate, we don't need Takedown's combat skill. That's my thought process. So it's going to be it's a move action to drain, standard action to boost. So I'm going to try and do that.
I got a 22 on my persuasion.
Okay. Cliff's like, okay, oh god, all right.
I'm trying to get you help. They're going to get you a doctor, okay? Just
and
let them help us.
Your trick seems to have worked, and now everybody, excluding Cliff, seems to be able to understand.
All right, so
but they
if possible. Sorry, go ahead.
They look at everybody else. Well, I guess not Chameleon. But they look at Guishin and Takedown to confirm Magnitude's story that you're trying to help this man, and he's hurt and he needs medical attention. Is that right?
Quick question. Is there like an alley or anything nearby?
Yeah, there's all sorts of,
I want to walk out of the alley and be like, yeah, I saw the whole thing. He was trying to help.
Okay. All right. So they say, do you speak his language?
Yes.
Can you communicate to him that we're going to take him to a doctor?
That's yes. Yes.
And do you tell Cliff? Or
Yes.
what do you tell Cliff, I guess?
They are here to help you fix your arm, and we're going to go with you, and they don't want to hurt us, okay? They seem to be really civil and nice, and they just want to help you, okay? So just let us get you fixed. Arm? Yes.
Okay, so it seems that Cliff has calmed down, and he is going with these authority type figures, maybe police, somebody, constable or something, and they are going to help him get to a doctor. It is at this time that Bootleg arrives. He's kind of on the heels of the doctor, or the police, and you guys are reunited now, and that's a good place to stop for the night. And I agree with you, Rusty. That was 3 awful rolls in a row.
I 3 out of 5 coming up once. Like, what the hell, D20s?
You can't trust computer dice, I guess. But hey, if you
Or
do
you
get a
can, very
chance,
much.
you can trust that love languages are similar throughout the universe. There was
That's
love
true.
in the air tonight on Kowlin Beta. So yeah, that's where we'll stop. And the headmaster's back in
Certain
your
birds
lives.
mate for life. Certain birds mate for life. So
Birds
there you go.
and dogs and cats and ducks, all sorts of awesome stuff
Oh my.
on Variance Season 2, Episode 1. And that's just the beginning. We've got some incredibly neat things planned for you the next couple episodes. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be at you in 2 weeks for Season 2, Episode 2. And then next week, join the Guardian Allies for their brand new show. That's going to be Sunday, and I think it's going to start at 9:30 Eastern Time. Yeah. 8:30 Central. So be there, be square for some sweet World War II action. If you're familiar with Join the Anarchy, one of our other Shadowcasters Network shows, Scrimavera, who is one of the players on Join the Anarchy, is going to be the GM. So that's kind of exciting, and she's got an incredible crew of people, including Wolf from Deniable Assets and Rainbow Smite, Jules, if you're familiar with her. We also have James or Palmer, who I think is in the chat. Yes, there he is. You guys all know Palmer. He's going to be playing as well, and somebody's going to be along soon to remind me, because I'm on the spot and I can't remember the other heroes. Oh man, I'm so awful right now.
People aren't real to Chad.
Yeah, I know. That just put me on the spot. I can't remember my heroes. Palmer, help me out. Oh, and Allie, right? That's right. Digit Allie. She's gonna be playing as well. I think that's it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just a garbage person. I can't remember all the cast members, which is probably pretty accurate. Oh, you know what I can do to help me? Check this out. I'll be right. Hold on. Stay tuned. I'm gonna flip over to the Guardian Ally.
Well,
Okay,
we got all
we're
these
back.
ones out of our system. Right there we go. All right, it's right.
So yes, we have Palmer, we have Rainbow Smite, we have Allie, we have James Wolf, and we have Kevin Zarnicki, who is playing Taro, which I don't know why I didn't remember that, because it's directly related to the variant. So if you ever wondered about Taro's origins, he's going to be playing the younger version of himself back in World War II. So yeah, that's going to be super, super fun, and that starts Sunday, and it starts at 9:30 Eastern. So be there, be square, and the Optiverse continues to roll on. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great night.